time for the best podcast around. Grab a cold one, sit back, and enjoy the show. This is Corner Pub Sports.
How you doing? This is Leonard Weaver, and you're listening to Corner Pub Sports, baby.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Corner Pub Sports.
Yo. What is going on, everybody? Corner Pub Sports coming at you live on a Thursday night this week. A special night tonight. Got some stuff going on tomorrow, so we figured this would work out better. But anyway, everyone who's tuning in live on Facebook and YouTube, we thank you very much. And, of course, if you're downloading the show on iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher. Satchel, there it is. We thank you very much. And we got a ton to get to because we were off last week.
I haven't been on in 3 weeks.
I
don't even know where I am anymore.
Yeah, who am I? Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? But yeah, we got myself, Sean, Mike, and Gary in the house tonight. We got a lot to cover. So I don't want to waste too much time, especially being a school night, but let's talk about what we're drinking.
Yeah, I got the Victory Brotherly Love Hazy IPA. Nice.
I'm drinking the same thing, Mike.
Yeah, it seems like an easy drink, like not real hoppy.
Good
smooth,
for you.
And only 6%, so that's not
A lot of flavor.
I got a Iron Hill Brewery Zalozo I Zoloto. It's a Ukrainian golden ale. Oh, not really. The Hamas leader was killed today. Freaking tank shot shells into the house and blew it into bits. So
wow.
So he's gone. So that's a big plus in that whole thing. But anyway,
I got to be honest.
This was kind of a
and I shouldn't say this live and the thousand.
You have no idea what's going on there.
I don't know who I'm supposed to root for.
It's kinda like
I don't even know what's going on.
Cowboys and the Giants are playing. Who should I? No, it's not like that. But
I mean, I don't. I'm so far removed from paying attention to what's going on between Palestine and Israel.
Yeah, the whole
like
thing.
that. I know that there's something going on. I just have not.
There's bombs flying and people are dying.
Yeah,
It's a bunch of pissed off Jews.
Yeah,
It's a bunch of pissed off Jews.
pretty much. Unfortunately, dude, it's a bad situation over there. But anyway, that was just a. I mean, this wasn't related to that, but the Ukrainian thing reminded me of that.
Well, some of them Iron Hill beers are tough. They're hard.
This one's an easier drink. Yeah.
I'll crack one of those Iron Hills.
Yeah. And of course, 2 weeks ago it came out officially. No one likes this, but we do care. The book
Sean has his first sellout.
Yeah. Newtown Bookstore no longer has my books, thanks to Mike. He bought all the copies. So for family members and stuff. So but anyway, they'll have it soon, and Dynasty Sports and Oxford Valley Mall have it soon, and more stores to come. A lot more stores, especially in the city. Philly will be carrying it too. So
yeah, that should sell well in Philly.
I would think so.
Let me take a piss.
All right, you can leave it if you want. But let's start with the Phillies before we, as Gary can catch in. Gary can catch in.
You know, you had hours to take a piss. You wait till 5 minutes till we start, and then
right. Just wait. Wait until the show starts, and then go. You know what? I gotta go to the bathroom.
That jackass.
You look like you have to take a tinkle. Go on, take a couple trips.
Yeah, way to go, Gary. Yeah, right on cue. Like Friday night, Thursday night. What's the difference? He can't do a full show. Jesus Christ, this guy.
We're just gonna rip on him until he comes back.
Guy over here. Man. But anyway, so the Phillies obviously they go down in flames to the Mets in 4 games. It was a disaster.
Yeah, it was.
Go ahead, dude. I got to be honest. I'm tapped out. And I'm more concentrated on where they go from here at this point. But obviously we're gonna.
I don't even know what you could.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
But anyway,
But
so
we'll recap this disaster that was.
Yeah, so I mean, let's go game 1. Game 1, you have Wheeler pitches an absolute. So Wheeler 1, 2, 3 first, like probably like 8 pitches or something to get through the first. The first batter for the Phillies, Schwarber hits a home run. Like how ecstatic are you?
Yeah, you're like, all right,
here we go.
Right.
Here we go.
They woke up. They woke up. They have a chance here.
Right, Wheeler's on the mound. You feel good about that.
Yeah.
And then, all right, they don't get anything else. I'm like, all right, still up 1-0. Wheeler comes out, mows them down again, and you're like, dude, let's get the bats going. Let's get back at it. And here we go. And then the game goes on, and you're sitting here, and you're like, all right, they're not putting more runs on. Wheeler's dealing. They're not putting more runs. Like, they should really put some runs on. But thank God we got Wheeler going. Thank God we got Wheeler going.
Yeah. Thank God he's dealing.
Thank God he's dealing. Because we're not doing anything. We get out of this with a 1-0 win. A win's a win. It gets us off on the right track. You get the bats going. 6th, 7th inning goes around. You're like, shit. So Wheeler pitches what? 8, 7, 8?
He pitched 8, 7 2/3, I think.
7
or 7 1/3.
7 1/3, right? And it doesn't give up any runs. Doesn't give up any hits. Was it the?
He gave it one hit in the 6th or something.
Right.
Yeah, he had a no hitter going.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's been the same problem with these Phillies for the past 3 years. You got a solid pitching output, and you get no run support. The bats are just fucking quiet.
Well, yeah, I mean, the bats get quiet, and then you're like, all right, Wheeler did his job. You got all-star bullpen. You got 3 all-star bullpen arms to bring out. You take your pick. Get the righty or lefty matchup that you want, and let's get this closed out. And it falls apart.
Yep.
The game fell apart. What was it that would they lose at 4-1, 5-1? I don't even remember.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, you're one. Oh no, they didn't score another. It was 6-2 or
6-2.
something. Yeah.
So it started in the 8th. I think that Wheeler pitched 7.
All right, so let's get back to that, Mike. So old school Gary. He's pitching solid. He's pitching a solid game. Let him finish the fucking game.
That's what
Let
Jay
him,
just. That's
let
what
him
Jay
finish
did.
it.
So, okay,
He was 110 pitches.
110, and I remember having this discussion with Jay in the text thread about it, and he said, "Yeah, you had a 1-hitter going," and I said, "Dude, you can't in this day and age, 110 pitches is a lot of pitches for whatever reason, right? Like, why?
I know.
Why is that? Why is that? Like, as soon as you get 100, it's 100 pitches. We got to stop pitching them." When Nolan Ryan would pitch 240 in a game, right? Like some ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but the thing is that even if you're old school, let them throw pitches. They're just not. They're not built they're not used to doing that now. So you can't just tell a guy that's been limited to 110 pitches.
Yeah.
Hey, you're throwing 140 this game.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't have them ramp up to do it just one time. And then on top of it, you need this guy for the rest of the playoffs. You can't put him out the first game.
Where did they need him next?
Yeah, you're not playing game 1 of a division series to play for the rest of it. To think that you're not going to advance. So it's not the end all be all if you lose game 1. It really isn't. You can't risk the guy getting hurt, throwing his arm out, not being available for game 5 if you need him.
Right.
You can't think like that.
Yeah.
You have to rely on the sporting cast.
You haven't and so Gary, old school, get it, pitch count. You have 3 all-star bullpen arms that you've relied on all year, and they've gotten like.
But wait a minute.
Why don't you trust them?
And
Why wouldn't you have trusted
And it was
them?
Hoffman.
Because
Hoffman gave up the.
They struggled before Wheeler was on that mound, and the postseason. Okay,
Hoffman didn't.
are you telling me that Hoffman needs to come in because instead of Wheeler to give him Wheeler a break? No. If Wheeler is dealing, you're in the fucking postseason. Wheeler's dealing. Leave him in. Leave him the fuck in until he says, I'm done. I'm wearing out.
I mean, what if he's? I don't know. I mean, obviously it's all 2020. You know, time says 2020 at this point.
It doesn't. You know what? It doesn't matter. They scored one run. They scored the first hit of the game. The first batter of the game was the only production that they had the entire game. So, you could blame Topper. You could say Wheeler this, Wheeler that. You scored one run. You deserve to lose.
So then,
okay, Mike. So that's a whole other conversation. The Phillies bats.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole different conversation.
Our biggest fear with the Phillies bats is what happened.
What's up, Bobby? Bobby Pasco saying, "What's up?
No,
what's up, brother?
On?
What's up, brother?"
Yeah, I mean, so they lose that game. Now you got game two. You're worried about the offense, but then the offense all of a sudden goes, "Hey, we can hit again, right?"
Well, I mean, you're worried about the offense. They don't do shit for the first 4 or 5 innings of the game.
It was like 6 innings.
Right.
We were losing our minds.
Yeah, and Sanchez gives up 2 runs or something. Like did okay, did his job.
2 solo home runs.
Right.
He pitched great.
So, but you're down 2-0, and you're just like, we're just gonna fizzle out. Then all of a sudden they come alive, and you're like, all right.
Started coming with some timely hits.
Stop with the fucking chasing pitches.
Well,
stop.
But then in that game, Strom comes in and blows it, right? So now all of a sudden you didn't lose the lead in that game, right?
You lost the lead.
They did lose the lead. Oh yeah,
you lost the lead. You came back. You got it back, and then they tied
it. That's what it was. Yeah.
But if you guys can think about this, like Strom and the other relievers during the fucking regular season, they're coming in with the lead.
Gary's burping mid-sentence. Jesus Christ.
Like they're coming in
with
with the lead.
You drink? I thought you just started.
I've been drinking since fucking 4:30, Mike.
It's just so it is like a Friday night for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're just doing the show an hour earlier than I normally do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to Gary.
Yeah.
Cheers, you cocksuckers.
Bob said swinging for the fences. Dude, if that wasn't the Phillies offense,
it was our biggest fear. It was our biggest,
during the regular season, they were playing small ball. They were doing the small ball. And they didn't do it.
Jay said 4:30 a.m. We got Junk Phil's fans checking in. They said, my drinking has drastically cut down with the Phillies out, only 6 to 8 a day. Hopefully the Guardians hold on here. Fuck the Mets.
Yes.
Yep. Fuck the Yankees. Yeah.
Got it. FTD too, right?
Yep.
But, I mean, that's an awful way to feel. That's a terrible way to feel as a Phillies fan. That's sad. And he's not wrong, but it's sad to feel that way.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Unfortunately, not the World Series year because that was a lot of fun, and
fuck, man.
The last 2 years have been absolutely brutal.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like you can't say 3 years.
No,
you can't say that the bats went quiet like the last 2 games of the World Series. Like,
right.
And even last year, until the championship series, they were hitting the ball.
Game 6 and 7. Well, even that earlier in the series, they started, and then they woke up. And then it was like, okay, they're back again. Like they kind of went through like a game of lull and came back. And then game 6 and 7, they went quiet again.
But when they went quiet in game 6 and 7, I felt like
it was game 4 was the game in that series,
right?
Where you knew, it
was
over.
But I feel like with game 6 and 7, that was my concern because I felt like once they reached the playoffs, their asses were gonna tighten up.
It's funny because I just saw a memory from last year. It was on our Corner Pub Facebook page. The Phillies had set a record for 12 plus home runs in 3 games in the postseason. It's an MLB record and this and that. And then after that,
right
downhill they went. And that's pretty much it.
I-
So
I feel like it's in their heads now. I feel like it's psychological now. I feel like they're like, don't
dude.
swing.
Oh, they
shit,
were
I swung.
absolutely pressing. They were pressing so hard. So here's one guy right here. So Bobby says Alec Boehm was the only consistent hitter all year. He was in the playoffs. I don't know what. I mean, he was benched because he's struggling so bad.
He was
benched because he's a fucking childish little piece of shit.
That's not why
he's throwing his fucking helmet.
Well, he's frustrated because he's not hitting the ball.
You don't do that,
but I mean,
like, you don't do that.
Oh, you don't throw things when you get mad? No.
I mean, I'm not on national TV.
Nah, he was frustrated. Like he can't
look,
out
his
a
body,
hit.
his body language is bad. He mentally he was bad.
The whole team was like that though. Like the whole
The
team.
best,
I know.
best.
Like, he
in
was
the postseason, the best hitter was who was it? Castellanos.
Castellanos was the most consistent.
Absolutely.
He went 7 for 17.
Yeah.
He was the most
he's saying shit the bed.
But read it. Read what he said. Read what he said. I love it.
They shit the bed and laid it in. If you shit the bed, that's a problem.
Here you go, right here. The 5 through 9 spots had the lowest batting average in playoff history. That's even counting when the pitchers used to hit in the lineup.
That's fucking disgusting.
Wow. Well, you know what? I say wow, but it shouldn't, like, their 9-hole hitter had
Pretty
one
much.
hit, maybe 2 hits.
Yeah, he pretty much had. Yeah.
I mean,
pitchers have had.
pitchers are usually better than that.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, if you're sitting here, we're evaluating this, and you look back, the one guy I want to look back at is Stott. He swings too fucking early. Like, he always swings early.
I haven't. I mean, my guy that I'm the most disappointed in,
JT.
I was going to go Trey Turner.
Yeah.
Trey Turner is at the top of the lineup, and he's supposed to be your catalyst. And the issue
overrated, and overpaid.
The issue with that is, like, he can't even, like, the one time he got on base for you was game 2, and then he stole and he stole 2 bases,
right?
And they left him hang. But at the same time, you're already putting pressure on. It is such a difference maker when someone like Trey Turner can get on base, because now all of a sudden
Turner swung at. He was the worst. Like
2 years in a row.
Yeah,
he's done this. He talk about someone who's pressing too hard, and you're talking about Stott. Absolutely, I'm not disagreeing with you at all there. Trey is defensively the lowest ranked shortstop in Major League.
And he's supposed to be one of the best.
When he came here, he wasn't like a top 3 defensive shortstop, but he was considered a better. He was a plus defender, and now he's come here. He can't hit the ball. He goes through these little stretches where he hits a couple home runs, and everyone gets excited. Oh, he's back, and then he just falls apart again. But the last 2 postseasons, it was hard to watch, extremely hard to watch. I don't know what was going on with him. But JT's another one. Mike said
he didn't have a hit, not one.
I don't. But you know what? The thing with JT, when he got hurt, he was never. Something happened, dude. Like he was never the same.
But wait a minute. Riamolto.
Yeah,
he's behind the plate, and he's commanding what the pitchers do.
Okay,
you need him to do that. That aside, what he does with the bat.
But he also has a bat in his hand. He needs to make contact once in a while. Like
that was my next statement, John.
He's a guy making $20-something million a year as a catcher, one of the highest paid catchers in the league.
So
everyone
now
says he's one of the best catchers in the league, but he can't hit a fucking broadside of the barn.
So now we extended this cocksucker Topper, and he says, "Oh, we got to give fucking JT Riamolto more days off."
Okay, what's wrong with that?
I didn't say that's wrong with what's wrong with that, Mike.
Well, if you're going to do that, you better have someone better than Stubbs backing him up.
Right.
I think Stubbs will be gone.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that they're going to bring up the Marshawn.
Yeah.
Right, Mike. Mike. I think that's Marshawn steps in and Stubbs is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's certain players, little players that have to be moved.
Yeah.
Do you move on from Bomb?
I mean,
I would.
I mean, Sean, Mike, if
you can get value for him.
Yes.
You put
Yes.
Sosa at third or figure something out for next year. I would absolutely move on from Malcolm. Now's the time to trade him because
He still has value.
he's still young. He still has value. He still can give you a lot of upside.
I love the
I
guy,
think we
but
saw his ceiling.
he's a crybaby.
I think we saw his ceiling. I think
Yeah.
and that's the best you're going to get from him. He's not going to get any better than that.
No, he's not.
And not for an extended period of time. You're only going to get these little increments of time. And he was, like Bobby said earlier, Pasco said earlier, he was the most consistent hitter on the team this year throughout the entire season.
Until September.
Until playoff time. All of a sudden he got cold.
He made it to the All-Star game, man.
He did.
He's an All-Star third baseman.
And he deserved it. But I don't know, man. I'll get back to the Drunk Phillies fans comment in a second. I'm assuming that's Chris. Anyway, Bobby says Stubbs needs to be in the bullpen. His pitching is fire. And then back to here. JT's off contract after 2025.
Right.
They need to think the replacement and get a guy this year that can play 70 to 90 games. JT's also going to be
70 to 90 seems a little high.
Unless he gets hurt. I mean,
well, wait a minute.
That does seem a little high, but
40 to 60 is what I'm thinking.
I'm just going to say even 40 to 60 isn't that unheard of. I mean, between the days off and if he gets hurt, which he probably will, he's going to be 34.
The 5 starting pitchers, their ERA, if it's up here, that's because of JT. He's calling the game.
No, I'm sick of giving too much credit for a pitcher or for a catcher calling the game. Like,
I mean, I'm sorry, dude. Like,
so what? The guy's got to hit more than so the guy can hit 100 as long as the pitcher's ERAs are good. No, fuck that. You do both.
He's not the problem on the batting, Mike.
He was 0 for in the playoffs.
You know?
So what?
What do you mean? So what? What do you mean? So what? Stott, you're ripping Stott.
How many guys?
You're ripping Bomb.
How many guys can you
You're
have?
ripping Bomb for bad body language.
What about fucking Bryce Harper? What did he do in the fucking postseason?
Oh, he's not off the hook either.
He at least he batted 333.
Yeah, at least he had some hits.
He batted 333 and was the catalyst to win game 2 because he was the one that got the best.
And that cocksucker chases pitches as well.
He does. Yes, he does.
You ever try to hit a baseball? Coming at 90 miles. It's the hardest thing.
Sean, I didn't say it's not hard.
No. It's the hardest thing to do in the world. It really is. It's the hardest thing to do in sports.
Right, that's harder than catching a pass.
He hit 333 in the playoffs. I'm not saying he's off the hook for not coming up big in other spots.
There were times where he came up small.
Yeah, he came 3 out of 10 times hitting the ball is considered really good, and he did.
Castellanos and Stott are the only two that I'm.
Or Harper.
All right, Sean,
Castellanos and Harper, yeah.
So, but Harper came out and said, "I got to be the leader. I got to put the ball in play," and he didn't.
Right. All right.
He just didn't.
The one game he did. That was it.
Right.
The one game they won. And no, 100%. I agree. Center field has been a disaster forever. Trade Boone for center fielder. Put Sosa and Clemens at third base. I agree with that. I think
that's not a bad. That's not a bad evaluation.
100% good with Sosa and Clemens playing third base. Clemens, I mean that kid looks like he could be a nice bench piece.
Yeah,
and that'd be a perfect spot for him.
Sure.
The problem here, there's no accountability. Like, okay, you're playing here. We love each other. You don't fucking hit. You don't fucking play.
But wait,
if you don't put fucking stats
so then
you ain't playing.
So JT doesn't play then because he's not hitting.
Yeah, he's the only one that.
Fuck him.
Oh no,
fuck him. Fuck him.
I knew we'd get him. I knew we would get him.
Like, God damn it.
I knew we would get him.
Yeah.
We'll all be a shit covered dick.
We got Gary on our side.
Yeah.
Like this fucking year, like it was just so fucking unsatisfying.
Yeah.
But
like against this cocksucking fucking Mets team.
I hear you. That's all.
That's the part that kills.
But
you motherfucker, like get up to the plate, do something, you motherfuckers.
Damn, I don't think I've ever.
God damn it. Yeah, Mike, I'm sorry. I gotta let it out.
That's all right. But like last year when they lost in the playoffs, you're like, oh, I figured they were gonna lose. Diamondbacks.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it wasn't the Mets, Mike.
Dave Langle said they needed a legit leadoff hitter. Yes, but they also thought they had that in Trey Turner.
And then they decide to put Schwarber at leadoff, which whatever.
know
That
what?
argument we can argue that till the next.
At least his
No,
on base.
they need the guy in the fucking oh.
But
At least he
Turner,
takes pictures, too.
Turner is the guy that you look at and say, "Wow, that's the top of our lineup guy."
Should be, but he can't fucking hit.
Right, but he can't hit. And
They
then
need a guy to say, "Fuck you, you ain't doing that in our house." Well, where's that guy?
Most games since 2010 at center field, Abdul Herrera.
Yeah,
that's bad. And then he also said, "Drunk Phil's fans, I have the AL Division Series game on muted. You guys are much more entertainment." Well, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Jay said, "Gary, will you be this passionate about the 76ers this year?"
Fuck the Sixers.
We're gonna we got some Sixers. Actually, we got a little bit of an entertainment.
Yeah, PG, his fucking knee is fucking blown out.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to the Sixers a little bit later.
I was hoping Gary didn't hear about that.
It's like a bad parent.
Yeah.
Like, can't let little Johnny know about, can't let little Johnny know about Paul George's knee.
Don't tell Gary.
Don't tell Daddy when he gets home. Don't tell Gary when he gets home. Yeah. Turn off the TV. Everyone turn off the TV. Turn off the TV. Don't let him see.
But I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm excited to see what the Sixers do this year. I am. I've always been a fan of Paul George because I hear him in the background. I hear in the ear.
Yeah.
I want to see what he does.
Yeah. He'll be all right, by the way. He hyperextended his knee. He'll be fine. Give him a week. It's preseason. No big deal.
Yeah, I don't.
Let him rest up.
Even if he misses
Miss the first week of
I don't
first week of the season, who cares?
But as far as the toys go,
yeah.
Where's the guy in the locker room saying, "No, fuck you. You ain't doing that in our fucking field"?
So that's the issue.
We don't have that guy.
You don't have that guy. You don't. Harper's not that guy. You know, no. JT's not that guy. You don't have a guy. But then again,
who on the Dodgers is jacking people up?
Right, and that's that. I was just gonna say that it's not. It's a different game now. Like, you don't have to have that rah 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 guy. Is it Stubbs? Is Stubbs your rah 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 guy with his fucking overalls coming in the locker room?
Right, you're saying we don't need that. We need that guy because what has happened in the past 2.5 years?
No, but like, it's baseball. Like
what do you like?
See the ball, hit the ball, field the ball, pitch the ball. Like,
yeah, let me ask, what does this rah rah guy do? Does he punch somebody? Does he break his hand on?
Yeah, we're getting Darren Dalton on this team, and he's going to take care of business.
I mean, something's got to be different.
I'm not saying they don't need more of a leader in that locker room, but what I'm saying is, like, you can't just get some goon and go, "Oh, that's the guy who we look at and we're fearful." Pina Cavilla of the 2025 Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh man,
like,
you're going
what's
that far.
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what does that do for you? Like, if your team's inconsistent, you're inconsistent. I don't know.
To me, like, Harper is the leader. Harper is the catalyst that actually won the game 2 for him. Started it off with the bat.
Mm-hmm.
He carried them to a win.
No.
Like, what else? Like right he can't help when they're not hitting. Like, he's not
like Dave Langle says it right there. The window is closing, Mike.
I understand that, but what are you going to do?
See, I argue this about
and who is the
you don't extend Topper. That's what you fucking do.
I'll
say that. How is the Topper's fault?
No, Mike. Listen. Let me do this. Like Topper, he's a likable guy. You love him. It's not his fault. What has that happened? But something's got to change. Like something's got to change.
Could have been,
and their fucking lineup. It's locked in. You're not changing the lineup. So you go back.
At least 7 out of the 9 guys will be back next year. At least.
Yes.
Like, so you're looking at basically the same thing. Dave Langle said the window's closing slowly. So based on that, 7 out of 9 definitely will be here next year without a doubt. Maybe you can move Bohm, but you know, and then like the Rojas experiment, I'm done with that. Like I'm through. Like I've had enough of that.
Yeah.
Like if you want to keep him as on a bench as a defensive
replacement,
but like Brandon Marsh, I think I'm good with that too.
I think I heard, was it Rojas? Rojas has not walked once in his Phillies career. He has never walked.
I mean, the one guy you can move is Schwarber.
Is Chuck Phillies fans still listening?
I don't know about that. I think that,
or is it?
That
Was it
I know
Sosa or
last, it might have
Rojas
been
or-
last year that was the case. I thought he did this year. I'm pretty sure he did. I'll look it up. But
The coworker said it today.
no, I don't think so. I think that's last year. I think that was the case.
So
Where like he had gone the whole year without walking.
So the current news is Taiwan Walker. Topper explained to him, you gotta get in an extensive payout and relief. Like that's not going to change. You're still paying him $20 million fucking dollars.
13 times.
Ross did?
13 times, yeah. I knew.
Sosa? Somebody didn't walk.
Last year, I think Sosa had like 2 walks or something. The fuck's his name? Edmundo, yeah. Edmundo Sosa. All right, so
maybe I mixed
all
up.
right.
The two. I don't know.
All right, so that aside, and you're focused on the pitching staff. What do you do? Where do you get a 5th starter? Is that
Painter.
Taiwan Walker?
Painter.
he had 13 also.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know where.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're hoping that Painter becomes your
5th starter. Yeah.
your 5th starter this year or next year.
I disagree. I think it's Taiwan Walker. You got to find a way to get him in there. You're paying him $20 million.
It's over.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to see him in a Phillies uniform again.
Sean, he's not going anywhere for the next 2 years.
He didn't make the playoff roster this year, and he wasn't used last year.
Is he still signed for 2
Well,
years?
wait a minute.
Next.
The head office told him he's got to find a way to get onto the starting roster. But Dombrowski said there's no guarantee he makes the fucking starting rotation.
You're proving our point.
Right.
Yeah, so why?
I'm saying you're paying him $20 million.
I hope that he becomes.
Wait a minute, Mike. You're paying him $20 million. You got to find a way to make him.
Usually, you're say fuck the salary. Who gives a shit?
But no, Mike. But it's an extenuating factor. Like he's got to find a way. He's got to find a way to get there.
He's not coming back next year. He's gone. I'm sorry. Like there's no way. I think
They're not. Sean Herrick got to move from him.
Why not?
Because he's got the next 2 years. He's owed $20 million.
One more year. Next year's.
No. It's this season and next season.
I think that's an option. I thought it was a 3-year.
No. That's this season, next season. $20 million.
Unless the last one's a team option. But if the guy earns it, great. But if the guy can't pitch, you're not going to put him on the 5th as a 5th just because he's making $20 million. You got to cut bait.
I mean, Mark, you're right.
Easy.
$20 million. You don't just shovel that under the rug. You got to find a way to make that player play.
What's $18 million?
They've eaten $18 million for.
And that's fucking ridiculous.
What do you think they're going to be doing at the end of Harper's contract?
Yeah, they're going to be doing the same shit. Yeah, you're going to be. Anyway, we're jumping way ahead. Let me just play this real quick from Dombrowski. This was 2 days ago. If you guys didn't hear this, I just want to play this and see what you guys think about his thoughts here.
Well, I don't think we need to add more star players. We have as many stars as about anybody in baseball. So I don't think necessarily that you need to add more. And I think you have to be a little concerned. John is very accommodating and giving, but you're also in a position where you're still working with a payroll and trying to make things work for you and go into the future what you have. And yeah, would you be open to it? Yes, but I think you have to be careful because sometimes it's not only the star players, it's also sometimes the supporting cast. And when you look at it, again, we had 8 all-stars, right? I know they're not all veteran guys, but that's more than anybody in baseball. We have, when you look at our starting rotation, I don't know that of the top 4, there's a better starting rotation in baseball. When you look at some of the positional players, they're really good. So I don't necessarily think that the answer is always a star player. I'm not saying we won't get one, but I don't think it's a necessity by any means.
So I agree with him there that you don't.
You had 8 All-Stars because you were the best team in baseball the first half of the year.
Right. It's not like you. Yeah, like does anyone really think that Alec Bohm was the best third baseman in baseball? No. But the thing is, like, collectively, and that's what I was going to say about the leader thing before Gary was jumping.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, no, it's good. I got you. Was that maybe you don't need a leader type of thing like that, because whatever you think about the way things ended all season long and the last 3 years, we've all said the same thing, and everyone says the same thing. This team really loves each other. They really do. They really back each other up. They're really there for each other. They're there to support each other. They pick each other when they're up. You know, when you're down, like they really do. As corny as it is with the Dixie Cup and the water thing and all that stuff, it's fun stuff. And like, they really do care for each other. So like, you don't need a leader like that. So if those guys pulled all together, got their stuff together, and put together a full season of winning baseball, does that change anything? Quite the answer is bigger than that, though, because the thing is, they're not going to, because
it's not going to change.
This roster is not going to change because you have too much inconsistency. Someone like Kyle Schwarber hits a home run to start off a game. That's fantastic. It's one run, and then maybe he has 2 or 3 games where he does it twice in a game. Most of the time, he's not hitting he's not getting on base enough. He's striking out too much.
But at least I give Schwarber a pass more than most because he's the one guy that doesn't chase shit pitches.
He does have a good eye. He does have a good eye for the most part.
And he's so as a leadoff guy, at least he's not a singles hitter. He's a home run or bust type guy. But he does at least work pitches. He lets the guys see pitches. Mm-hmm. He works walks. He gets on base.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
and here's Phil. Phil said, who's the asshole in the locker room calling each other out? Here's the thing: these guys are. This isn't the 1980s anymore. These guys are making $20-something million a year, right? They're all getting paid very well. That doesn't happen anymore. Like it does. Like we're talking about the Dodgers, right? Who on the Dodgers is going to call out Ohtani if he strikes and swings at a bad pitch? No one's going to do that. It's not like that anymore. It's not this isn't
the biggest leader ever probably in baseball, right? The captain. The two captains, but Derek Jeter is on the screen. Did you see Derek Jeter ever like jacking somebody up or firing anybody? Was Derek Jeter led by example, if I'm not mistaken?
What about Dave Langle said, how about you put Harper at DH and JT to first? The problem with that is Harper's a finalist for Gold Glove. Harper's a really good defensive. He's become a really good defensive first baseman in just a year time. Just to save JT's job, I ain't doing it. I think.
And then where are you going to put Schwarber? You're going to put Schwarber in right field?
Yeah, now he's your right fielder or left field. He's your left fielder. Yeah,
he played one game in left field and he pulled a hammy.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. You either play the position you can play or you don't. JT, obviously Harper had surgeries. That's why he moved to first. And he was like, hey, this is the only way I can come back sooner if I play first base. Talk about a team thing right there, right? I want to help the team win, blah, blah. He's getting paid anyway. But he's like, all right, let me help the team win. I'm going to learn a new position. Not only does he learn it, he's exceeding at it. Like, yeah, man.
Look, if you want to sub out, if you want to switch some things around and have JT play first every once in a while to save him, to get those 60 to 80 games catching, and have JT play first base 15, 20 games.
Okay.
Then have Harper DH some of the 10 of those games and sit 10 of those games. Have Schwarber play the field every once in a while on DH or sit 10 games. Like you could work something out there, but JT's got to catch. I mean, they're just you can't have everybody can't be DH.
Yeah. Tell you what, it's a good thing that the NL did put the DH in place, because if not, we wouldn't have had Harper last year for most of the season.
He would have came back this year.
And this year would have been a mess. Like it would have,
Well, yeah.
Because then you would have Schwarber playing the field because Harper would.
Well, you probably would have Harper playing outfield.
I don't know. Maybe. Can Cassidy play center? No, I don't want Cassidy. I mean,
no.
He just doesn't have the speed, man. Doesn't have the speed.
Cassie's
He's been the one solid player.
right. You know, it's interesting with Cassie. They talk about him as a minus defender based off of all those like advanced statistics, but the ball's hit to him.
He makes the
catches
catch most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time he makes the catch. Look, again, he's another thing. That's another situation. He gets booed in game 2, and and these fucking people, and ends up winning the game for him at the end, and everyone's cheering and ranting and raving and all this stuff. And the joke the next day was, oh yeah, he was upset. If they lost game 2, people would want Castellanos out of this town right now.
Probably true.
Like he can't believe you said that about us. Hence, no one likes us, but we do care. But it's the truth. We're such a sensitive.
Way to self-promote, you cocksucker.
I like that.
Yeah, but you know what, Gary, you laugh about it. You would have been the one driving that bus saying "fuck that jetbag." You would have been if it was Casty. If Casty wasn't the hero of that game, you would on this show right now. You'd be bad mouthing him more than anybody.
All right.
But,
Gary's like, yeah.
But what if Castellanos had 4 hits for 17 instead of 7 for 17?
He's been the one solid player in the postseason.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What if he had 3 less hits during the postseason, and he went 4, and him and Harper had the same amount of hits during the postseason? Would you have felt the same way?
I mean, I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't. That's not important. But bottom line is, man, they got to make some changes, and
maybe instead of going after the Juan Soto or the superstars,
talking about Juan Soto.
Why don't you try and get a couple of
mid-level
guys that can make contact? How about somebody that could?
How about someone like Whit?
Polsky, somebody that could bunt. How about that?
How about someone who can bunt? How about someone like Whit Merrifield? He seems like a pretty consistent hitter. Why don't they?
They had him and chucked him out.
Shit, that's right. That's right.
Actually, Whit Merrifield, Whit Merrifield was the type of guy that I was talking about.
Yeah, right. I know. That's what I'm looking at. Someone like that. Yeah, Whit Merrifield.
Dude, you know what's funny? For the first, maybe it's these new fancy headphones.
Yeah.
In the boo,
yeah.
You hear somebody in the background go, "Oh."
Yeah, here.
Listen.
Yeah, we'll do it again real quick. Yeah, you can hear it. Oh, at the very end. What was the other one I was just going to play? It was something else I was just going to play. Oh, this one.
I shaved the dog and glued the hair to my nutsack so I looked like a grown man.
I just saw it. I just felt like playing it for no reason. Mark said, "That's right, Mike. Play small ball. Small ball."
That's what this season is what got him to the postseason.
Yeah. Oh, Mark said, "Gary's sliding already." Dude, Gary's in rare form, Mark. Earlier in the show, he was shutting us up and went on a rant. It was actually fun. It's going to be in the best of this year. So
yeah, like he's small ball wins championships.
Yeah, small ball, good pitching, and
but no, wait, Sean,
making contact. That's what
making contact. Yeah.
You can have mediocre pitching. If you got solid small ball, you're winning. You can win.
Pitching beats good hitting any day of the week.
Absolutely.
You know what? They did have good pitching that fell apart at the end.
Yeah,
the bullpen fell apart.
The bullpen. So
Nola didn't have a great.
He gave 2 solos.
No, Sanchez gave up. Nola gave up.
I thought Nola had.
Nola gave up 4 runs. I think when he went out, he ended
up giving up the 2. Okay, so he only given up 2 when he was pitching. Okay, so he was charged.
But I think he left it was no outs with
you might be right. Yeah,
bases loaded or it was
but
something.
Still, at that point, Phillies had 0 runs.
Yeah,
again, they didn't score. So I just want to share a quick story before we move on, because we're going to be talking about the Phillies for a while here, for a couple weeks here, and as we're trying to mend our wounds, lick our wounds, I should say. So I was in the Dominican Republic. God, that's disgusting. I was in the Dominican Republic last week, and we were able to get the Phillies game 3. We went out for it. And, it was on FS1 or whatever, we were able to watch it. But then game 4, we didn't get to see it. For whatever reason, I don't know. So we had the MLB app going on the tablet. We went out to dinner. And we're at this restaurant, and we got the thing going, and the Phillies are up 1-0. I'm like, I don't feel good about this. It's still 1-0. Come on, guys. And every time the Phillies came up, and they got a guy on or 2 men on it, and I'm like, what happened? And like, that was it. They were out with no runs. I'm like, they're going to lose this game.
Was this the first game?
No, it's game 4. This is game 4.
Oh,
when it was 1-0.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, bases loaded. It was Alvarado, right? Alvarado was the pitcher?
No, he didn't pitch the whole.
Oh, no, Estevez. It was Estevez. Estevez.
Well, no, he loaded the bases for it.
And then Estevez came in.
And
I'm like, so the waiter keeps coming over, right? Obviously, he's Dominican. And he's coming over, and he's like, oh, man, this ain't good. And because it's getting late. What, 7th inning was when he hit the grand slam?
And you didn't say he's a Mets fan, right?
Oh, no, he turns out he was a Mets fan. He was rooting for the Mets. He's and he walked away, and I see 4-1, and I'm like, you mother, like, you got to be kidding me. And he came back, dude. He was so, all of a sudden, a whole group, all the waiters, so we were the most popular table in the place. All the waiters came, and they're all cheering. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm looking at him, and he's like, and he looks at me, and he goes, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, you're not. He keeps cheering. I'm like, we're just sitting there like, I'm like, oh, fuck him. You know what? Fuck this team. Like, I don't care. It's not ruining my night. You
can't be mad at them for being Mets fans.
No.
They're the Dominican. It's not like they're
the Phillies.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean,
like at the Phillies, even at that point, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You want to score 1 run a game? You deserve to lose every game. I don't care. Like, they scored 1 run, 3 runs in the last 2 games. Yep. 3 runs. And the 1 was garbage. So, like, I don't care. So to give up the grand slam, here he is now. Francisco Lindor is showing him right now.
I thought, fuck him.
And, it is what it is, man. It's just, he is a good player. And I liked watching him with the Twins, and he really is a good player. But, like, God damn it, man. Like, there you go. There's a guy right there. Here's a guy that you have right here where it's what's to say? It's Chris Collinsworth.
A little taste of Landon Dickerson coming right down the throat.
But
here's a guy
comes on a big spot and hits a grand salami and puts the game away. The Phillies didn't have that this year, man.
They did. Again, I go back to game 2. Harper did that for the Phillies. Game 2.
Yeah. And that was the only game they won.
That was the only game.
Yeah,
that was the only game where they only had one guy in one game that did it. The Mets had it multiple times. Lindor did it the last game, but the other guys.
That sounds good, Gary. Keep smoking.
Yeah.
Smoke another one.
I'm gonna.
You sound like one of the sisters from
the Dude, that's got to go on the soundboard. I'm going.
Good old Trenton.
Oh, that's great. Polsky said, I do care because I'm reading your book. Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. But I just want to share that quick story. They were all Mets fans, and then we end up running that same waiter like 3 more times during the week. The same restaurant once, and like he did something else. We saw him randomly the other day.
So, like, is it like at the was the restaurant at the resort?
Oh, there was 7 restaurants
in the resort. Right?
Oh yeah.
And
we were all in the restaurant. Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a steak.
You didn't leave the resort.
No, to play golf one time.
Right.
That was
Okay.
it. Which was still down the street. But it was outside. Like we were taken there. Like someone took us there.
Is that a place where like basically they got like guards with guns as you're like leaving?
No, it's not like that.
It's
But
not
there
that
is. It's a guard town. I mean, there is guard. Like you can't get in.
Right.
It's not like guns. I mean, I don't think they're armed anyway. I didn't see anybody armed. But yeah, it's not a great country.
It's extremely poor except for the resorts.
The resorts are the big money.
That don't matter. Did you have a great time?
Oh, it was a fantastic time. Yeah.
Well, we're not. Yeah, we're not.
No, there was like 7. So this was at the steakhouse, which we went like 4 times.
Oh, really? Was that good, huh?
It was good. Yeah, we went there for lunch and dinner. Like
now, is it all inclusive to where like do you pay for the restaurant?
Well, it's all inclusive.
So you just pick whatever restaurant you want to go to, or whatever. Like everything that you do there is basically
French restaurant, like fancy French food or whatever. Like you had to dress up for that. We didn't do that.
Escargot.
Oh, yeah, they have all that. You have all that stuff. It's all included.
Yeah, so
as
you just
many-
pay one price and you just
as many drinks as you want,
and
whatever.
you just set up reservations and do whatever you want.
Yep. It was pretty awesome. I would 100% do it again. Like,
Nice.
Yeah, 100%. But anyway, we'd run in this guy a couple times like during the week, and he would look at me and go, Phillies. And I said, he's the Dominican Denzel. He looked like Denzel.
Oh, no
Wise. He
shit.
had the teeth like Denzel.
Funny.
Super, really nice guy. Looked like him and everything. And she's like, he doesn't. I was like, I'm gonna snap pictures, motherfucker. Like next time you see him, I didn't get to see him again. But after that, but yeah. So that was my. I just want to share that before we flip the script here.
Yeah.
We'll like I said, as time goes on, man, we'll keep talking about the Phillies, and hopefully things change.
So what's
Yeah,
next
just,
on this
I did-
epitome of a podcast?
So yeah, again, if Drunk Phil's fans are listening, I did hear your one piece about basically what Gary was saying, how he's immature, how he didn't take accountability for what he did. He said he's not going to change, and I think that you guys were pretty much on board with getting rid of him, or like that's kind of what you guys were thinking, that his trade value might not be better. Now would be the time that you guys would make a move.
They were saying that too.
Yeah,
it's the truth.
It's a shame I didn't get to listen to the whole thing, the whole episode, but that's definitely a good episode to listen to, the post-mortem of the guys that, lived and breathed every inning, every out of every game.
Yeah.
To hear them kind of.
Well, there's another guy that has value to trade. One other guy. Schwarber. He's got trade value.
Probably.
I just my only thing with that, like even though Schwarber's only under contract for 1 more year, I don't know if that's the guy I would trade. Like if you think you have another run in you here, I'm holding on to him. But to me, I think that getting rid of someone like Bohm, who's young, who's just an all-star, who maybe need a fresh, maybe he needs a fresh start because maybe he just can't play here. I don't know. And you have two ample replacements right there, and you can get something. Maybe actually they were saying a center fielder. Get a center fielder for him. And then maybe you can package him in Marsh and get another relief pitcher or something. Like figure something out.
Yeah.
Marsh is still under control. Maybe you have to pay his salary. Oh well, you have to pay his salary. Fine.
Yeah, but what do you mean pay Marsh's salary?
Marsh's salary.
Marsh doesn't make that much.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like maybe that's a part of the deal. Like maybe you have to pay him for the next 3 years because he's under contract till 27.
Who, Marsh is?
Yes.
I thought that he was like still arbitration.
No. When they got him, he's
signed him?
he's under
Okay.
control until 27. So
Okay, whatever.
I mean, he's young too. He's 25 or something like that. So I think you can make this work, man. Like you do something like that, get a solid center fielder in here, and then maybe, and like you were saying, some mid-level guys. You don't just a supporting cast, bench guys, legitimate utility players to come in here.
I mean, they had Merrifield, and they dumped him. And what did he do after they dumped him?
He was batting 160 at the time. I didn't like that move. I
didn't understand why they dumped him.
I think they were trying to give him the same deal. It was not ill will. I think both sides kind of came to an agreement. Like, hey, maybe this is best.
Right.
You get a fresh start somewhere. We move on. You're not getting the playing time you need here. You go somewhere else. You get the playing. He goes to Atlanta and has a freaking great thing, and then he gets hit in the head. And
that was the end of that.
Yeah, but still, he had a good second half of the season. So
I'm not encouraging the Phillies all fucking season. I'm not doing a corner pub sports game. I'm not going next year. Something's got to give.
Yeah, but what if it does give?
Sean, I'm not going to. It's not going to give to the postseason. I'm just.
Well, you're not going to know if it's going to give to the postseason.
You're not going to support it next year. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm tired of it. I'm fucking sick of it.
So they go out and get it. They go out and get Juan Soto in the offseason.
If that happens, okay, I'll reevaluate.
Well, he's one player, though.
But that's what I'm saying. What you go out and get, and you make your team better by filling the holes in your concrete, right? Your drywall or whatever. You're patching up the holes in the drywall with solid guys, and you're getting a solid foundation built. And maybe
Gary's saying it now, though. Gary's back now.
Some of these guys in the bullpen, and you get some of these guys. Mark just said, "Yeah, you are." You get some of these guys in the bullpen shored up, and maybe you get rid of some of the dead weight. I mean, there's not a lot of dead weight in that pitching.
You know what, though,
There really
Sean?
isn't. There really is not a lot of dead weight.
Listen, Sean, that fucking loss to the fucking Mets, like that hit hard. Like that's the fucking Mets.
It didn't hit me that hard.
Fuck, man.
I have been saying it. Like
We saw it
this
coming a
isn't
little
it.
bit,
Yeah, I saw it coming. Like I did not feel that great about it. The
And
way
it wasn't just the Mets. I mean, if they would have played San Diego, they would have played.
they would have played anyway. And they probably would have beaten. But but then again, it doesn't matter. If you can't hit the ball, you're not beating anybody anyway.
Yeah.
Like you could have played the Marlins in the play, and you would have lost. Jesus, Garrett, the fuck. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank God.
Jesus.
The fuck is yeah, you sound great.
Choked on a beer.
Oh, is that what it was?
Jesus.
So let's get another one.
Yeah. Go do that. We're watching the demise of a man right here. Oh my gosh.
It's true.
Here's audio of Gary.
Jesus. All right, so what do we are we done with this fucking?
Yeah, I'm done.
All
All right. Let's talk some birds. So I got to be honest, I'm going to preface this by saying this. I was on a flight home. I got to see a little bit of the game. I had Red Zone. That was it. And the fact that I was watching Red Zone for about 20 minutes, I'm like, where are the Eagles? And I'm like, uh-oh, like this isn't good. And then I was messaging you guys, and you're like, oh no, they look okay. They're just missing shots downfield. And then all of a sudden, like I see them, and now I'm starting to see them a little bit. I'm like, okay, they're driving a little bit. They're taking points when they're supposed to. Thank God. At least they learned that part.
And then the one time that they tried to do the right thing, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Even that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see a ton of the game. From what I saw personally, I thought they tried to run the ball. They were unsuccessful, but hey,
Cleveland's got
Cleveland's
a half
front,
decent defense.
Cleveland's front's decent. But and Hurts was efficient. Where his numbers looked pretty decent. 65% did not turn the ball over, and when they needed to score, they did. I was surprised by the play call with the game kind of in hand. The game was not in hand yet. It's a 4-point lead,
right?
2nd and 7 or whatever.
Oh,
and he
second down,
and he bombs it.
See, I was at I missed the tail end of the game. Like
he bombs it to AJ, and AJ catches it and basically sealed the game. And I'm like, ooh.
Why did you do that on that play?
Like if he throws a pick there. Oh my God! Like it's so why do that there? And of course it's great because they won. They won. Dave Lang, run the fucking there, Gary. You say that's your line right there.
Run the fucking ball. Run the ball.
Why do that deep pass? But anyway, I'm not going to kill them for it.
Oh, wait a minute.
But if it went the other way, it would be all we're talking about, right?
You got the Browns. The Raiders. I mean, the Browns and the Raiders, two of the worst teams in the fucking league.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati's right there with them.
No, Cincinnati's bouncing back a little bit.
They're
Carolina's
1-4, Mike.
So, no,
they're not.
Yeah, they are. They have 1 win.
They're 1-4.
No, they just beat the Giants.
Oh, they have 2 wins. Yeah.
All right, 2-4.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they moved the Eagles Bengals game at the end of the month. They moved it from 4-1.
Can't believe that.
Because they were looking at Jaden. I know they're looking at Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams.
Oh yeah, I
that's why they moved it. So
anyway. Washington's going to win this division.
It's possible.
I don't know. We'll see. Look, it's
right now. I would say right now. I think that they're probably the betting favorite. I would.
Yeah. You're going into week 7 though. Like a lot of things can happen.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'll get into it now. Here's the thing.
Come on, let's hear it, Mike.
All that Philadelphia is doing is shitting all over the Eagles, shitting all over the coach, shitting all over the Eagles. Blah 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 blah. This team sucks. Like,
yeah,
they beat a good Green Bay team on a neutral field.
with their offense intact.
with their offense intact.
It was the only game before this game
Right.
that they had that offense intact.
The second game was a heartbreaking loss. The third game was a lucky win. The fourth game they got blown out, and then this last game. Now, did they win by as many points as they were supposed to this
They
game?
barely got
Absolutely not.
past the fucking Browns, Mike.
But let's dissect the game a little bit, right? They barely got past the Browns. However, it took Saquon to make a bonehead play and not get the first down. Then Hurts takes a sack for them to attempt the field goal that ends up being blocked and returned for a touchdown at the end of the half.
Mhm.
That's a 10 to 14 point swing
Mhm.
right there.
Mhm.
Mike, still no points in the first fucking quarter.
No points in the first quarter.
Mhm.
Agreed.
That's
bad. That's bad. But they won the game. Hurts didn't have a turnover. That's a 10-point swing, and they won by 4. And let's face it, they had the ball down there at the 10-yard line when they were kneeling. They were going to score again.
Mhm.
They won that game by – that game wasn't as close as it looked. And that game – and,
Yeah,
and,
that-
and
that
they
is true.
shot
If it
themselves
wasn't-
in the foot,
Yeah.
and they still ended up winning the game.
Yeah, I mean, look, I wasn't thrilled. You know, it's 2016, but I also looked at it and went, the defense played really freaking well. The
They gave
defense
up 9 points.
9 points. They didn't
No
give up a
touchdowns.
touchdown. They played really well, and I looked at the stats and went, okay,
It's the
Guess
fucking
what?
Browns, man.
it doesn't matter. You know
it
why?
does matter.
No, it doesn't. This is the
Yes,
NFL.
why doesn't it?
Because teams lose to teams like that every single week in the NFL. Carolina wins games here and there. The Raiders will beat the Raiders will
Okay.
win. Like these teams beat teams like that. These opponents don't really know each other that well. They don't play each other that often. Crazy things happen every single Sunday in the NFL.
And-
every single Sunday.
And again,
But they won.
if AJ Brown catches that ball and the guy falls and he goes into the end zone and they win by 11, you feel better about it? You feel better because it's 11 points instead of 4?
Mike, this team is not.
No, but that's a legit question. though.
Right now, the Eagles are not. They're not a playoff team. They're just not.
You don't know that.
All
Who are
right.
they playing this week?
All right. They got lucky with scheduling. They're
Okay.
playing the Giants, and then they play Cincinnati.
Okay.
Let's see
All
what
right.
they do.
So if they're either 4-3 or 5-2,
Mhm.
if they get lucky and play bad teams and end up at 5-2, you think they're not making the playoffs?
Because of fucking scheduling.
You play
I
the
don't
teams that
know.
are in front
All
of
right,
you.
Mike. I don't know. Is the problem the head office or is the problem the quarterback?
I think
But
Gary
there-
is the most. This is the most negative I've ever heard, Gary.
There's
I
a
don't-
problem here on these Eagles team. There is a problem.
Yes,
Don't
there
What's
is.
the problem?
mistake that.
Well, hold on, but let's just take the devil's advocate approach for a second, okay? Mike just laid it out, and this is kind of where I'm at with it. Green Bay, you beat Green Bay with your offense intact. And remember how excited we were after that Green Bay game? Wow, this offense looks so much different. But defense has some question marks.
All right.
The team did get blown out since then, the previous week. But 2 out of the last 3 weeks the Eagles have played, the defense has played outstanding.
All right.
Outstanding football. Is that a trend going in the right direction, or do you feel like the defense is slipping, right? I'd say it's going in the right direction. I know you played against the Browns.
Wait a minute. All
Hold
right.
on, but you had 5 sacks. Okay, you got 5 sacks against them last week, which is great. A big plus. Nolan Smith finally showed up. You got another good game from Carter. Brandon Graham continues. I don't know how this dude still has anything left.
All right, he's 75
He
years
made some
old.
big plays. He made a huge play on Jerome
Yes.
Ford, 7 yards in backfield. They're still making it happen. Now, Cooper DeJean looked fantastic on Sunday. Like he was all over the field.
They may be better off if Slay doesn't play.
Yeah,
With
Wow.
Quinion and DeJean.
yeah.
Make your point, Sean, because I got a point too.
No, so why don't we pump the brakes a little bit on the team itself? And I'm saying this on the team itself, passing judgment on what they're going to do or not do come playoff. Like, we are going into week 7 in the NFL season. We saw what happened last year when we looked great at the beginning and we kind of fell off. To me, I feel better about what I've seen, believe it or not. To this point, I feel better of what I've seen from this team than I did last year, even when they were 6-1, because I feel like they're not winning by luck per se. I feel like there's a little more consistency. Now, granted, it's not what we expect, but I do think the only way they're going to go up is the only way they're going to go from here is up. Personally, that's what I think. Last year, I'm like, we saw their best, and now they're going like this.
All right, so listen, let me make my point. You got AJ Brown, you got Smith, you got Saquon Barkley, and that's man, goddamn it, those three, like that's an astronomical fucking that's who wouldn't want that fucking combination?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's fucking, and you're not putting up more than 21 points.
You've had two games with that offense.
Sean.
And you lost Goddard.
You had 2 games with that offense, and now Goddard's gone. So now you're gonna have.
You don't need Goddard with those three.
Okay, but you've only had 2 games with that offense. So you scored 20 points in the game that just passed, and you scored 34 in the first game of the year with that offense. All right. So and the Browns defense is half decent. They're not a piece of shit defense. So they are a good defense. That front is disgusting. Myles Garrett is out of this world. The Browns are a topper half defense.
I'm not hating your opinion, Sean. I don't hate your opinion.
But just you're looking at the average. They only average 20 points. But
yeah,
they got problems. They don't look great.
Right? They don't look crisp. They don't look crisp. No,
like that's three. Listen, that's 3 more than 79-yard stars. It's more than 79 yards.
Huh?
And I'm saying average. Those 3 guys should average more than 79 yards. That's all.
Where'd you pull that?
79 yards of what combined?
Where'd you get that?
There's still only one ball to spread around.
And they do average that. Like Barkley averages plus 80 yards, scrimmage yards a game. Like
not last week, Sean.
All right,
the Browns shut him down.
So he had 60 yards, but that doesn't mean he's not averaging.
Yeah, but
over
AJ Brown
yards.
had 112 or 120 or something.
Devontae's averaging over. He might be averaging right around 80 a game right now.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, so I don't know.
But again, they're 3-2. They're 600 team right now. Like, and if they lose this week, it'll be bad.
So
it'll be really bad. But I think they win this week, and then they get to 4-2. Will that are people going to settle down a little bit?
Depends how they look, right? So,
well, the Giants are going to set up there for Saquon.
Why don't we talk about this week's game real quick, and then go into the after shit of last week? All right, does that sound good? Well, let's go into the Giants game real quick, and then let's come back because since you brought that up about the Giants,
Shohan's batting.
I'm a little worried about this game in the sense that because of what you just said. Do you think they're going to win? Yeah, I think they are going to win this game this week against the Giants, but it's not going to be a blowout. The Giants defense is like the Browns defense. They're half decent. They're a pretty decent defense there.
Yeah, he's got a bad coach.
Yeah, Thibodeau, like those guys that's a pretty solid front as well. And they've been building that defense for 3 years because they've been so bad, right? So, and it looks like Malik Neighbors might be.
Oh, he just crushed it.
Oh, Ohtani home run. Start off.
So Ohtani bats lead off, and everybody's okay with that, but Schwarber bats lead off.
Yeah, right. Well, because Ohtani does more than just hit home runs, though.
Oh,
that's right.
It's home run or bust. Ohtani will do anything.
Yeah, that's true. He's got a ton of stolen bases too.
Ohtani's in the finals. The Phillies ain't.
Yep. Right down the middle of the plate, dude. What do you think he's going to do with that pitch?
Yeah.
Right down the middle of the plate. He crushed that center field. Jesus, man. That's what your stars are supposed to do in the playoffs.
He didn't catch that. I think that hit the bottom.
Mhm.
He could have that could have went a lot further.
That was impressive. It was
I
impressive.
take a piss.
Again, leave it again. All right, I was only midpoint. You fucking guy.
Anyway,
So this week kind of wears me a little bit. 3-point favorites. That's it. And they're away. So, obviously they give the 3.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a short line to me because I think they're worried about the Eagles' performance last week. And because they do look at the Giants' defense and go, you know what, they deserve a little more respect. The thing is, Daniel Jones hasn't thrown a touchdown pass at MetLife Stadium in 21 months.
Jesus.
Obviously now that number's being thrown around. He'll probably throw one this
Yeah.
week. Malik Neighbors is up in the air if he's playing. He practiced today, but he's going to have to visit a specialist to see if he can even.
Oh, no shit. He's still
with the concussion.
Wow.
He must have got popped pretty good. I missed it. I didn't even see him get hurt. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure
weeks-
if trading Saquon Barkley for Neighbors in the fantasy league was the right decision.
Yeah,
but-
what a shame. Yeah, so that would make a big impact on this game, obviously. Although, the Eagles secondary 101. I mean, I really would match up our cornerbacks against anybody. Like I really would. It's the linebacker core that worries me. And
Dean apparently isn't looking great.
I always wonder if Trotter is the guy that starts getting looks.
Yeah.
And now you got DeJean in there, which makes me feel a little bit better, especially inside. So that might help, and he can tackle a little bit too, man. He has no fear, dude. He's right in everything.
Yeah.
Quinyon Mitchell, obviously on the other side, looks fantastic this year so far.
Yep.
One of the league leaders in passes defended,
as
a rookie, that's fantastic. But it's everything else. Are they going to be able to? I don't know what happened in that Tampa Bay game, dude. I honestly think that's a game we're going to forget about. That's how I feel. I feel like at the end of the year, we're going to forget about that game and go, they were going to Dubai and it was hot and it just was a bad day.
Yeah, I mean, I told Rob this on our Your Team Sucks podcast.
Yeah,
shameless plug. That the Dallas game last week was a throwaway the tape game.
That could be.
That could have been the same thing with the Tampa game.
Mm-hmm. Because Dallas is off this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well could have been. Hey, you know what? Let's just get into this bye, get healthy, and come back.
You can't. You're not going to learn anything from watching a game like that.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the case with that Eagles Buccaneers game. I got to be honest. I already had forgotten about it. That bye week came at the right times. You know what? You got your ass kicked. It was 90 something degrees out. You obviously didn't feel like playing that game.
Wasn't Devontae and AJ both out?
They were both out.
Both
it was come on, let's just get healthy. Let's just get healthy. And Lane was out too. So it's let's go. And now your team's back together for the most part. Jordan Malad is going to miss this week. Fred Johnson is going to end up playing his spot.
Right.
Apparently he's very nervous, but he's playing the left side, which helps. Hurts
left side, right side.
So, it's a concerning game because you don't want to lose this game. It's not like an end all be all again, but it would be really nice to go 4-2 here in the early part of the season.
It's not an end all be all game, but this is the type of game where if everybody's, it seems like a powder keg game. If the Eagles lose this game, the city is going to go berserk. It's going to blow up. The team could crumble. Everybody's going to be calling for Sirianni's head.
Especially after the way, and we'll get into that in a second.
This to me is a must win game.
Wow.
Because
of the after effects.
The after effects of standings wise, it wouldn't really kill them. Especially you could even chalk it up. Hey, look, it's in New York. But
I wouldn't. I mean, they're the better team. They are. So
Yeah, I mean, but if they lose this game, and then you get the guys that are like Gary, it's like they barely beat the Browns.
What if they win
They
20?
got blown out.
What if they win 24-20 this week? Does that change anything too? Where Daniel Jones lights them up, and
To me, a win's a win. I don't know what the city's going to make of it.
Yeah.
To me, hey, 24-21, that's the spread. That's what you were expected to do.
I want to see them move the ball consistently.
I'd love to see them blow them out, but
I don't think it's going to. Division game.
Yeah.
I just want to see consistency. I want to see them move the ball down the field. I want to see the defense play well. That's it. If the final score is 24-17 and they looked good doing it, I'm fine.
Right.
And that's kind of where I took out. And again, to be fair, I didn't see the whole Browns game, but from everything I saw, it looked like that was the case. That they looked like they were pretty much in control of that game for the most part. They just
the bend but don't break defense. The fact that Cleveland was down in the red zone with a chance to tie didn't make me feel great.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they didn't give up a touchdown. The only touchdown came on a blocked field goal.
And again, Gary, those games go different ways in the NFL every Sunday. Every week there's a team.
And how about that play by Myles Garrett you're talking about? Myles Garrett, that blocked field goal, ridiculous.
Yeah. Dude, and I thought he wasn't allowed to do that.
The only way that you are allowed to get away with it.
And for those who don't know what we're talking about, he jumped over the lineman.
The only way that you can't do that,
if you use him as a hurdle,
if you touch a player.
Because if you
touch a player, then it's considered a hurdle. Then you're hurdling over. But if you do it without making contact with anybody, it's a legal play.
That's crazy. Dude, he got up, man.
Yeah, he didn't touch anybody. Now, if somebody would have just reached up a little bit and clipped them,
then
it would have been a penalty.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So why don't we give our thoughts on the game itself then? Predictions and stuff. So
Sean, I like your 24-17 score.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, I'll just go 24-16. I'll just go that. All right.
Just to be different.
Yeah, just to be different. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be a touchdown. Well, that would still be a touchdown game. But yeah, I'm gonna go 24-16 because I don't think the Giants will score 2 touchdowns. I think they score 1 and a couple of field goals. But I think this is a game where the Eagles look much better and they move the ball and exactly what I said. I think they play a lot.
This
better.
could be a little bit of a get right game.
Yeah, a little bit.
Gary has them losing.
Bobby wants to know if you're still with us, Gary. Look like you were falling asleep.
Yeah, I'm still here, brother.
All right. So
why did you get darker all of a sudden?
Yeah, turning Blue Man Group. He's supporting the Giants. That's what it is.
No.
We got first score. Let's wake you up again.
Eagles Giants.
Yes, that game we're talking about.
Yeah, that's who they're playing. Yep.
27-20 Eagles.
Oh, you do have the Eagles winning.
I do.
Okay.
All right.
Will that settle you down at all?
No.
No.
No, Mike, I'm never going to shut up.
He's saying, will that settle you down? Like, will that calm your nerves about the Eagles for a week? Or you still be like on edge, like, oh, they look like shit, and I'm worried about this and that and that.
Or it was only the Giants and
I'm still on edge.
All right, so now we got that out of the way. Let's get to the Sirianni thing. If you've been living on a rock, and you didn't hear what happened. So during the Eagles-Browns game, Sirianni kind of the rumor is there was fans saying fire Nick, fire Sirianni during the game after the first quarter or when they went into halftime. And then at the end of the game when they basically sealed it up, which by the way was again good way to close out a game. That's the second time this year that they've shown that they can close out a game.
Right.
But anyway, he cups his hand to his ear and I can't hear you and talking shit to the fans. And a lot of people took umbrage to it because they're like, yo, like you're going against your own fan base. Like, what's going on here? And then the press conference, he sits down, he's got his, kid in his lap. And, the first question is, you guys are slow starts with the slow starts. And he immediately gets defensive. Like, to me, that was the bigger issue I had with this whole thing. Oh, yeah, don't worry about our slow starts. Don't worry. This is the first thing you guys are fixated on. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. What about the defense? They played their ass off. Now, that part I agree with. Like, oh, you guys want to talk about the offense? Why don't you guys start talking about the defense and how well they played? So in that part, I'm right. He's right. But it was the way he handled, he answered, oh, we'll fix it. You guys are fixated on that. Because you haven't scored in the first quarter all season.
That sounds like a guy that's super stressed out right now.
Shaved his head, right? Looks like Sinead O'Connor. Sinead. What did we call her? Sinead? What were we calling her when she died?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I forget. Sinead O'Connor. I forget what we're calling her. But, he shaved his head, trying to look for a new look. He looks like a fucking guy came out of a meth lab.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on. He looks like a psychopath. But
it's a Kensington, Nick Sirianni.
Yeah. Gary, take off your hat for a second. No, because I want. That's what Nick Sirianni looks like. So,
like you didn't know that was coming.
I know, right? So there he goes. And then go right. I'm gonna fix it, right? That's it.
Douchebag.
Yeah.
Douchebag.
Gary, I think you have a better word for him. Hold on, let me find it.
He's a fucking jetbag.
What a fucking jetbag.
There he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
His mom should have aborted him.
Wow.
Damn, that's
wow. Like, seriously? The guy took the team to the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Damn.
He
wow.
won.
Not going there.
He didn't win.
It's rough.
Jesus.
He didn't win.
No, he didn't win.
If
you're not first, you're last.
That's right.
Not a superstar player. Not a great player. Not a great coach. A good coach, not a great coach.
All right.
His mother should have aborted him. Not a great coach. His mother should have aborted him.
His mom's a whore.
So, he answers the questions about, in the press conference, gets real defensive, but so that was the bigger issue I had.
Right.
Was like, I'm tired of hearing that you're going to fix it. Fix it. It's been we're 6 games into the season now, and we haven't scored a point in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Grant, I'm thank God your first points this game was a field goal because he finally decided to kick a field goal. Jake Elliott's probably cleaning off cobwebs off his cock. He's like, oh, what is this thing I have? A leg? Oh, I can actually do this in it. I thought you guys just paid me to sit on the sidelines.
Seriously,
and kick into a net. So, that was encouraging. That's where dude, if he wants to chirp at a fan and the next day he looked like someone who was scorned. Like he looked like Jeffrey Lurie pulled him in his office and was like, yo, what is going on? And rumor is that there's 2 executives within the Eagles who basically said it was an embarrassing moment in their history, embarrassing behavior. I'm like, come on, man. He didn't throw shit at them. Like, let's calm down a little bit.
I thought it was a little bit. And then
he said he got emotional. I get that.
Right. And you know what? Look, he's got to do a better job. But you know what? All right. So there's 2 sides of this. He's got to do a better job for sure. But his job's on the line. He hears it. He's under a tremendous amount of stress. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. The second thing is, we literally just got done talking about how the Phillies don't have an emotional guy. The Phillies don't have that guy. That they need that guy. They need somebody that's going to. Nick is that guy, and he's a fucking jitbag, right, Gar?
He's the coach, Mike. He's got to set the example.
Isn't the coach usually the one that's setting the tone?
What about Lou Piniella and Tommy Lasorda? Right? They did the same thing with their baseball teams, right? Like Lasorda did crazy shit all the time, and
you're going back 40 fucking years, Sean.
Right, and that's the last time that teams had enforcers. right? Like I don't know. I'm just kind of playing into both sides. If you're asking me straight up, am I a Nick Sirianni fan? My answer is no. I don't know what he even does here anymore. Yeah, he's saying he's making calls, and then Vic Fangio comes out and goes, no, "He ain't making that call. I am."
Right.
Like
it's a weird
dynamic. Yeah. The team obviously and Jay, if you're still listening, I think you are. Jay told me last year, he's like, look, I want him gone. I said, dude, you can't fire him 2 years after Super Bowl. You can't do it. You can't do it. And now I'm sitting here going, fuck, they should just cut bait because no one knows what his role is here. Like, and now all he's doing is causing attention. Hey, dude, if the Cowboys didn't get blown out on Sunday, that would have been the biggest story on Sunday. Sirianni's behavior. Instead, it was story 2. It really was. All the national shows are talking about it, his behavior. Now I
don't give a shit about the national.
No, I don't care.
Screaming A. Smith's talking like who gives a fuck about that?
But these other shows, now they're talking about the Eagles in general, how they're the most least prepared team in the NFL. They don't know how to. They come out sloppy, which is true. If you come out against a guy like Andy Reid, who has his first 15 play, and actually most teams, Sean Payton, guys like that, those guys are prepared coaches. They come out, they know what they're going to do. It's almost like Sirianni and that staff comes out and they go, why don't we see what they're going to do to us and then we'll react. It's almost like they're scared to take that first step to go, we're going to attack you. Wait, let's just see what they do. It is a strange dynamic.
It's weird because I see it I see them as being like, let's go out and start fast. Let's go down there. Let's throw a deep ball. Let's do this. Like instead of like methodically trying to kind of break a team down, they seem like they're always trying to get like a big play or like, pass the ball down. Like to me, it's the opposite. It's like, if we win a game by running down the team's throat and running down the clock when they're expecting it, why can't we methodically march down the field the first drive of the game?
Dude, it's like the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Every game, they start off the same way. Najee Harris, right side, run. Every single game, they started off the same way every single week. Here they come. Right side, Najee, right side, Najee, right side. It's like this let's feel it out type of atmosphere. I don't know, man. Attack. You have these big balls to go for it on 4th and 17.
Right.
From your own 12. But you don't want to take a shot early in the game and try to catch a team off on their heels. I don't know, man. We'll see. Look, again, it's early. It's early in the season, and maybe they are feeling things out. And it is, like I said to Gary, it's only the second game of the year where they had all their offensive weapons. Yeah, you might not have Goddard this week. He might play.
Really?
He might play. They said he's day to day. They're not ruling him out. I don't think he'll play. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what do you got. So, Gary, what's your thought on? Because we didn't really get your thoughts on Sirianni and that whole thing that happened.
Yeah,
I'm sick of his bullshit. It's mediocre, childish crap. It's time for him to go.
You're gonna get rid of him now.
No, but that's not what Jeffrey Lurie does.
No, he won't.
But Gary, you would get rid of a coach that's got a winning record in the middle of the season?
Like it's not a strong winning record. And he's arguing.
They win this week. They win this week, and he acts up again after the game, right? And they're 4-2. They're going to fire him. They're not. First of all, they're not going to fire him. That's unfair for me to ask you that. They're not going to fire him because he's playing to the crowd, right? They're not going to do that. Well, because it makes the organization look bad, like the gold standard, that whole fucking bullshit.
I mean, if he continues to do it every week and looks like a jackass, well, I mean, he already looked like it, but like obviously he
looks like a jackass anyway. That fucking haircut he's got going on.
Why did he shave his head?
I'm telling you, he's going through like a midlife crisis. Like
I think he's stressed.
Yeah, I think he and Britney Spears got together in the. They called him out. That's a terrible call.
They didn't challenge that.
They will.
He ate her pussy. He's trying to hide it, and she said, "I'm telling."
You did it again. You play with my heart. Get lost in your game.
Anyway, I mean, look, my thoughts are if Sirianni doesn't make the playoffs, then he should be canned.
Yes. I agree.
But
he'll make
I
the
don't-
playoffs.
I don't-
They're making the playoffs this year.
I don't hate the guy, and I root for the guy to succeed. I root for the Eagles to
Obviously.
succeed.
Yeah, obviously, because the team comes from. Dude, here's the thing: like, I don't care if Jalen Hurts is the quarterback, and I don't care if Rick from Springfield. I was thinking Rick Springfield.
Buffalo Springfield.
Yeah, but Rick Buffalo Springfield's the quarterback. If John Kitton is the quarterback, it doesn't matter to me because the number on the back, the name on the back to me doesn't matter as long as they're winning games. Like they're winning games. Guess what? Like, and you're doing a consistent basis, and you're showing you can win games in the NFL every week. I don't care. Remember when Coy Detmer was the quarterback and AJ Feely, and it didn't matter. Like we were
Right.
excited for those games. We're like going in and look, Nick Foles. A lot of people doubted Nick Foles. When you played at a high level, it didn't matter because Gary's getting it hard on right now.
More on Nick Foles in Chapter 4 of.
Oh yeah, for sure. Good job, Mike. Yeah, you get that far yet? When I was talking about Foles.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
All right. No, he's gonna go jerk off now because he's all excited about the Nick Foles thing. He's laughing. I can hear him laughing. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm
like,
I don't hate him either. Like I don't hate him either. Like, but damn, he does some things. You're like, shut up, dude. Like, what are you doing?
He's made some bonehead plays. I hope that. I just hope that he figures it out. I hope that him, Moore, and Fangio find a way to coexist. I hope that they turn it around. They're just starting out. If they figure it out, they all figure out their roles, and they win.
Yeah.
All right, then we're all happy. Like, isn't that what we should be hoping for instead of like trashing the guy right now? Like,
you know what it is, and I'm going to coincide with what Bobby just said. Stubbs for quarterback. Now we solved two issues in one, right?
There you go.
Because we're so down after what the Phillies did to us, and then it was like we had this negative aura, despite the fact that we had an aura borealis last week. It shed this negative light instead of this beautiful purple light. It was like, fuck that. The sun's emitting dangerous rays. We're all gonna die. My phone's losing service. Nick Sirianni's an asshole. Like, it's like, they only won a game by 4. Fucking losers.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane to me. Like, enough for the overreactions. Like, you won a game in the NFL. You're now 3-2. You kept pace with the Washington Commodes, who are playing really good football right now.
Yeah.
Like, that defense worried me before the season. I felt Lulu and Wagner. I was like, damn, man, the young kids a corner. I'm like, yo, man, there's teams building the right way. And I remember telling my buddy Jimmy O'Donnell about that. I'm like, dude, your team is building the defense. I did not expect, no one expected Jaden Daniels to take the amount of steps forward as he's taken already.
Yeah, you know what? He looks great. He does.
But will he be hitting any
there's either a rookie wall or wait until the book's out on him. It might not. He might have a great year. He might make the playoffs.
He's got a good arm.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of guys in that second year.
Justin Fields was that guy. There's a lot of guys like that. Yeah, absolutely. And
right now we're wondering if Hurts was that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Bobby said they almost get you to completion and just kind of leave you hanging. Someone just needs to finish me off. That's true.
Such a good dick. You are bags.
I'm looking for the one I can't find. Oh,
You got it all over my shirt.
oh, here it is. This is what I was looking for.
I'm coming day and night.
Give your balls a tug, you tent fucker.
He beats pucks.
It's such a mature show. All right, are we gonna do? Do we want to do picks tonight, or
we can?
You want to do that? All right, let's do that real quick. Let me cue up the music, and we'll do that real quick. Gary, we're gonna do picks real fast. All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
Whatever Sean's picking, I'm picking against him because this year he's
Actually,
yeah, you did well last week.
I lost.
Everybody did well last week.
I lost 2 games last week.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Week 7 matchups in the NFL. Here's our picks here. Oh, that's right. Denver's playing now. All right, so we can't include that again. That's right. 'Cause I'm not used to doing Thursday nights. Patriots take on the Jags in London. Both teams are 1-5. This is the second worst thing that's happened to the England when with the Americans.
Yeah.
American Revolution.
I like New England there because the Jags just suck.
New England's not very good either.
Drake May looked pretty decent last week though. I'm gonna go Jags. They stayed in England. They didn't have to go any. They didn't have to travel. I'm gonna go with the Jags.
Did the Jaguars didn't play in England last week too, did they?
Yes.
They played 2 weeks in a row in England?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going to Jags.
Yeah. All right. Seahawks, Falcons, Atlanta, 3-point favorites at home. I'm going to Atlanta. Bijan has a big day. I gotta tell you about my trade.
Yeah, I think you texted about it.
Did I tell you? Yeah.
Yeah, in the other with Phil. I think
I traded DJ Moore, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase for Bijan,
and Gibbs, right?
Gibbs, and Anthony Richardson. Richardson's the risky part for me.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? Burrow hasn't lit it up either.
Not last week. He's had one really good week.
Yeah, one good week out of 6.
Yeah. And Richardson's back from injury.
Yeah.
So.
That's because I destroyed Sean the following week.
Dude, it didn't matter who I played. I would have gotten my ass kicked.
Honestly,
you guys
played
last
against each
week,
other?
dude, I had a bad week last week. Because Chase and Burrow, and, 2 of my guys got hurt. NTN has 0.
Yeah.
And
well, you traded for him.
I needed the running back. So now my running backs, I can start all of them.
Yeah.
Bijan, Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor when he comes back, NTN if I need to, or Mostert.
Yeah. I just picked up those 2.
I can't believe he was sitting there. I can't believe he was in that.
Yeah.
All right. Did you pick your fucking team? Let's go. We got a show to do. Seattle Falcons.
Who, me? I said Atlanta.
Gary didn't pick.
Oh.
Gary's
Seattle. I like
every
Seattle here.
Gary, every time you yawn, a ghost is sticking his dick in you.
I'm sorry. I'm fucking ripped.
Titans, Bills. 9-point favorite. Oh, we're not doing that. We're just doing straight up.
Yeah, the Bills.
Yeah,
Bills.
Bengals, Browns.
Titans were one of the 2 lost side last week. The fucking morons.
I like the Bengals here.
Dude, you can't do it on mid-sip.
Me?
Fucking morons. Bengals, Browns. I like the Bengals.
Yeah. Obviously, Cleveland sucks.
They trade Amari Cooper away. Like,
yeah.
You know what? Any Jerry Jeudy owners and any Njoku owners, you guys are happy. And I have both. But yeah, it's true. Now they're number 1. Yeah. Texans, Packers. That's a good game in Lambeau. I'm going Green Bay in Lambeau.
I am too.
Yeah, that might be the game of the week.
It might be. Yeah. Is that it? That's Sunday. No, where's my fucking games at?
I like the Packers.
Next one is Miami at Indy.
Oh, there we go. I got it. Yeah.
Tough game. Tua's not back yet.
Yeah, they're saying Tua might be back next week. He might be back next week. I hope he is. I'm gonna go Colts.
I like the Colts here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think the Colts are very good, but Miami looks really bad right now.
Richardson's back. Miami's banged up. Yeah. They come off a bye though. Yeah. Lions and Vikings. I'm going Detroit. I think the Detroit Lions hand the Vikings the first loss.
No, I think the Vikings get them.
After I seen the way that Detroit dismantled Dallas, I'm not betting against them.
I think they're starting to find their way. And I don't think the Vikings are as good as...
Agreed. Come on, Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold's now like the second coming of
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Come
Yeah,
on.
really. All right, he said the Vikings. Raiders, Rams. That's a game that I'm not going to watch.
Rams.
I don't even fuck. I'm going to go Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Panthers, Commanders.
Commanders all day.
I'm going the Panthers to cover and win. No, I'm kidding. You know what? Fucking crazy things have happened. Nah, I'm going Commanders.
Yeah, the Commanders are going to win that division.
Dun, dun,
Fuck the Commanders. I'm going Redskins.
dun, 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 dun,
Da, 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 da.
All right, Chiefs 49ers Super Bowl matchup of a couple years ago.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs too. I know it's in San Fran. I know the Chiefs are due to lose. I could definitely see that. San Fran doesn't look
I'm going
right
San.
yet.
I'm going San
But
Fran.
the Chiefs don't look
They
dominant.
don't look right either. Their offense is kind of. Yeah, I'm gonna go San Fran in this one.
I don't.
San
I
Fran's
can't.
3-3.
Yeah, I can't argue with the move. But
Like people are panicking here in Philly about the Eagles. San Fran's 3-3,
right,
and they were supposed to be the juggernaut.
right. So technically, they're worse. They have a worse record than the Eagles
Yeah.
because the Eagles are 3-2. So I figure.
Yeah, I like the Niners there. That Jay, you're right. That could be a sizzler.
Oh, really?
That could be a Selby sizzler come Sunday. Jets Steelers. Jets
Interesting.
Steelers.
Cooper
And Russell Wilson is the starting quarterback.
is he? What happened to this field?
The Jets here.
They benched him.
They benched him?
Yep. I like the Jets. I like the
Jets.
Jets. on this team. Yeah.
I'm still taking the Steelers. Adams isn't going to be ready to play yet.
He might play.
Well, he's not going to be a factor yet.
No, maybe not. He did a walkthrough. Dude, I don't know, man.
I hear you, but
Him and Rodgers have a repertoire. Still good friends. He's going to get in the ball, dude. Like, do I expect a 100-yard game from him? No, but I think he's going to be a factor.
I think Wilson might actually make the Steelers a little bit better.
I disagree. Behind that line sucks. And
Right.
Fields extended so many plays because now the only thing is, does Wilson see the field better? Does Wilson get back and does a quick release?
Is the reason that he's extending plays because he doesn't get rid of the ball? 'cause he doesn't
Right,
need
that's
to.
the other thing. Like he does what Hurts does sometimes,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I don't know. I can see it going either way. I think Wilson's washed.
Yeah.
Baltimore Buccaneers. 4-2 teams going at it. I'm actually going Tampa Bay.
I don't think that I've picked the Baltimore Ravens correct this year.
No,
I've been wrong all 6 fucking times.
I think last week's the first time I was right. I think it was the first time.
I was wrong on that one. I think I picked the Commanders. I picked the Commanders to beat them last week because I was like, Baltimore still doesn't look great, and I was wrong.
I don't know. I have to look back.
Anyway, I'm gonna take now. Now I'm on the bandwagon.
Yeah,
Now,
you're gonna take
oh,
'em?
like Baltimore looks great. Yeah, they're gonna beat Tampa.
I'm going
So-
Tampa.
So everybody should bet their mortgage on Tampa because I've been wrong
Oh
6
man,
times.
another fucking doubleheader Monday night. So that's a Monday night game, and then the other one's Chargers. It doesn't matter. Chargers Cardinals. Why would you have Why would you have a doubleheader when there's teams on bye? Fucking NFL, dude. Like, and
I
like
don't know.
Chargers Cardinals. Who wants to watch that on Monday night anyway? I don't fucking care who wins that game. I'm not even picking it.
All right then.
Fucking garbage. Stupid game. All right, those are our picks for this week.
Chargers.
I'll go Cardinals. Cardinals. You know what? Nah, I'll go Chargers as well. Cardinals look bad. Cardinals look
and is
really
Harrison
bad.
even playing?
Man. Harrison's gonna. Yeah, he might be out. Concussion.
Yeah.
All right. We got 2 more subjects, and then while you were drunk, and then we'll call it a show. All right. So Sixers news this week. Well, 2 things. Gary mentioned at the beginning of the show. You want to reveal the news, Gary, about B-ball Paul, 8-ball Paul, as they're calling him?
His knee. He hurt his knee.
Hyperextended it. Thought that it could have been a torn ACL. Just ended up being a bruise. I have a feeling they're going to be awful cautious with this. If it's a 2-week average, he's older. I think he's out 3 weeks minimum. I think he's out the first week and a half at least of the regular. I think he's going to miss at least 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's any reason to ever have him to rush it back. The beginning of the season means nothing. And you invested in him so heavily. Yeah, there's no reason. You can probably win. Say your first 4 games, you win 2 of them. Like, so what?
They go 1 and 4. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, your team's still good enough, like to do it. So,
you're not trying to be the 1 seed. You're trying to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what the NBA is. All right, so this is actually gonna lead in that discussion.
Before we get into that,
yeah.
Last night their rookie Springer is his name, Jaden Springer, had a real bad fall.
Oh, really?
Like, thought it was a concussion. It was one where he was way up in the air. Somebody
Jaden
Springer? No?
Is that someone the kid with the paints his nails?
Yeah.
That's Springer. Gary's trying to compose himself.
But yeah, somebody low bridged him while he was up in the air, landed straight on his back.
Really?
Thought he hit his head, thought it was a bad concussion. Apparently it wasn't a concussion. He bruised his lung or something.
McCain.
Oh,
McCain, yeah. Undisclosed. He's
apparently it's like a bruised lung, but he looks like he's going to be okay, and he didn't get a concussion. He doesn't have any concussion symptoms.
Oh, Jesus.
But if it was a concussion, it would have been like a real bad one.
Oh, man.
So he avoided like a big injury, but man, it's not starting out good for the Sixers right now.
No.
And then speaking of that, what's your go ahead, John, what your next point?
Yeah, so Embiid was asked about the schedule and his playing status going forward as it pertains to back-to-back games. His answer was, if I had to guess, it'll probably be I never play back-to-back games for the rest of my career. All right, so there's 2 trains. There's 2 schools of thought on this. Obviously, it's yeah, of course, because you don't want to risk injury, and why have your big man, your big star, risk injury, and why do that? And then the other school of thought is, dude, you're getting paid this much money, and you should be out there. If you want to be the best player in the world, why aren't you playing? And stuff like that. LeBron James is playing back-to-backs. Why aren't you playing back-to-backs? My personal take, and I put it on X, it's not my issue with Embiid.
It's the issue with the NBA.
The issue with the NBA. Hey, Gary, you all right?
Yeah.
Where'd he go? Oh, he just texted something.
He just closed his fucking thing on purpose.
He sent a text, you yelling, shut it down.
Huh?
I think the wife told him to shut it down.
Jesus Christ. He literally closed his laptop slow. Because we're talking Sixers.
Well, that's true.
We're talking Sixers, and he's done.
He did say she's yelling, shut it down, but that would be convenient.
Yeah. Anyway, and it's not like he's screaming and yelling. Like, it's not like he's carrying on.
Yeah.
Whatever. It is. Jay said he's in the Uber. He's at home. Rob said it's Thursday. It is Thursday. You guys are confused. I can't. Dude.
Anyway, let's. So Sixers. So Embiid.
Dude,
school
I
thought.
just can't get. It's Thursday night and he can't last the show. We did it early. We did an hour earlier tonight.
Hour
Jesus
15 earlier.
Christ.
But
hour 15 earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. My school of thought is, it's they don't play back to backs in the playoffs, and the playoffs is really all that matters.
And that's why I think it's an NBA issue.
because the NBA because the regular season means nothing anymore.
It means nothing, and almost all the teams make it. Almost all of them make it, except for really bad teams. Now you have
it's 16 out of 30.
and now you had this playing thing.
Oh, that's
too.
right. So 20 out of 30 make
So
it.
now you have this playing thing. So almost all the teams make it anyway. Shorten the goddamn season. Don't have back-to-backs anymore. Maybe have 3 if you have to, right? Maybe to make it work, right? To with your time constraint. Don't do back-to-backs anymore. Shorten the season. Because my argument was, and there's, and I'll explain, I'll go through the messages I got back, because most of the people agree with me on this. Not the good for you thing, but I am going to say good for you, because I think it's a legit complaint.
He did good for you for himself.
I did. I go to take my kids to a game, right? Hey, we want to see Joel Embiid play.
Right.
Not that they give a fuck, but I'm just saying, say they did.
No, I get
and
it.
I go down, I spend, $170 for 3 tickets to go see them. And then,
$25 for parking.
And B's not playing because it's a back-to-back, or it's a rest day.
Yeah.
And all this nonsense going on.
Devil's advocate, you're an Embiid fan that lives in Minnesota. He comes there once a year. The back-to-back game.
Perfect.
Hey,
yeah.
Let's not have them miss a home game because you got to make sure you got to give the fans a show. Then he goes to Minnesota the next day. One of the best players in the world plays in Minnesota. They get one chance to see him. And sorry, this is his rest day. You guys got to wait till next year to see Joel Embiid.
Yep. 100%. 100%. So a lot of the people agree with me when I said that. And someone else said it's also why a lot of people do not like Embiid. I mean, not wrong. Booch Bomb said 100%. Someone else said it's the softest league in professional sports. I disagree with that. I think soccer is, but second. Horrific league. I lost interest years and years ago. Will never ever find me buying tickets to a game again. Looking at the big man in the street clothes, not hooping. Anthony Davis passed the street clothes nickname onto Joel officially. So one of those quote, did they delete it? Oh, are you kidding me? I think the people deleted their responses to me. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. Oh, I got it. Okay. How can anyone not be anti-load management in Embiid's case? He literally cannot last an entire season. This is a Hail Mary to try to get him a title. And my response is, it's the entire league that allows this, though. The fans pay way too much money for tickets, then it gets shafted because Embiid or KD don't want to play back-to-back games. It's shorten the season then. So he goes, in quotes, sorry, Joe, I know those knees are sore, but we need you out there tonight. A fellow named Jimbo paid $45 for their nosebleeds a month ago, and that's more important than winning a championship. Guess what? Who pays the fucking salary?
Right.
The fans. If it wasn't for the fans, you wouldn't be getting paid that kind of money. And I said, you know what? You're right. The NBA is an amazing product, and will only get better as more of its stars refuse to play in back-to-back games because the league is too greedy to cut back its schedule. And then someone else, trying to find the other one. Someone else, oh yeah, someone else they deleted their response. There was a few people who were kind of against it. Their responses are gone, so they deleted their response. But here you go. Cassidy played every game for the Phillies. Why can't Embiid play in back-to-back games?
Because Cassidy doesn't have bad knees.
What about hockey players? I'm going to tell you straight, and I didn't want to bring that up because I knew it was going to lead down a path. But hockey to me was the most physically demanding sport I ever played. I've talked about this before. The first time I ever jumped on the ice, I went, holy shit, I've never been so tired in my life after 30. Now I know why they play 30-second shifts.
Right.
Because that's all you can literally do at a high level. And I jumped back over the boards. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I'm not ready to go out there yet. And I'm like, huffing down. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. Because you're full speed for those 30 seconds, full speed on skate. Yeah, you're on skates.
Right.
Stop and starting. It's the stopping and starting and paying attention. Your head's on a swivel.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane how quick it is. And basketball, don't tell me it's as physically demanding. It's not. Those guys are hitting each other. Again, like I said, heads on a swivel, stopping, starting, all that shit. And those guys can sit there and lay in a corner and just stand there. And you jog down to the other side. And then jog down the other side. Now, I know in Embiid's case, he's more inside. Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 30% of the game, he's on the perimeter.
Okay.
Maybe 30% might be a little unfair.
It's fair.
No, 25%.
Yeah.
Quarter of the game, he's on the perimeter, just standing there.
And he is the one that jogs back. He's
the last one.
Yeah.
He's the last one. He's not running full speed down the court. So, like, come on, man. I don't know. I think it's weak. But again, my problem isn't with Embiid necessarily. It's with the league. I think the league is soft. They're catering. We've talked about it multiple times. The asylum is ran by the inmates, and that's how the NBA is going. It's only going to get worse. And it's unfair for the people who pay their salaries, the people who tune into the games on a Wednesday night and go, oh, shit, they played last night? Embiid and Maxey aren't playing because, God forbid, they fucking...
I hear you. The only rebuttal I have to that is Embiid clearly is not built to play 82 games the way that most players
And he
are.
doesn't have to play 82 games.
Embiid might not be built to play back-to-back. I'm worried about Embiid.
He's not going to play until he's 35. There's
no,
not
not even that. I watched again. I talked about this. I watched him play.
Oh
Olympics.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's. I don't know if he's got it anymore.
Yeah, you're saying you think that the game is so much quicker around him now and has adapted to him enough.
No, I don't even think it's that. I think that that knee is to the point where he doesn't trust it. I think watching Dante DiVincenzo blow by him in that Knicks series, I watched it happen in the Olympics after UC.
It's the same thing. Yeah. He looked bad in the Olympics.
Right. So what makes you think that he's going to be like, do you think that it's more healed now? Do you think that he's rested? He was a guy that covered John Morant up at the key, and John Morant tried to blow by him and he blocked him.
Yeah.
Now Dante DiVincenzo is blowing by him.
Yeah.
Like,
Rob,
I don't see that changing.
The Your Team Sucks podcast co-host Rob says Embiid does not go 100% the whole game either. What happened during Jordan's time in the NBA? I felt like that era would play 75 out of 82 games.
Well, I mean, they did.
Yeah, it's. What about guys like Patrick Ewing and Hakeem Olajuwon? Guys like that. Shaquille O'Neal, dude. Shaquille O'Neal, like, how the fuck did he play as much as he did? Like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's just it's these guys. I feel like, and you might be right. I'm not discounting your thoughts on that, Mike. I mean, I think there's legit concerns, and I think that's a valid point for sure.
So yeah, I mean, with Embiid, in Embiid's case, I think it's different just because of this. Like, it's not. You're not talking about Tyrese Maxey.
But what other sport has to come up with a rule about load management? Right? Your stars have to play so many percentage of games or else you get fined because they know it's a problem. They know it's a problem in this league. They know they're.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, the inmates do run the asylum.
They know their regular season sucks. Yeah. Like, they know it's a shit product. Like, it is. It's a shit product right now, and that's my opinion. Like, I just think the NBA as a whole.
I got to be honest.
Is a shit product.
Hockey's not that much better.
Hockey's not that much better because it's not marketed correctly.
No, I'm saying the regular season of hockey is
it's too long.
It's too long.
Oh, it's definitely
most teams,
too long.
And again, most teams make the playoffs, and it doesn't really get interesting until
the only sport that's not too long is the NFL. Baseball is way too long. Like, all those sports are way too. The only thing about baseball that makes it survivable is because it's the only thing going on for most of the months.
And at least there's less. They keep making it more, but at least there's less teams that make it. Like, games matter more because there's less. You only have a couple teams make it.
But I think because baseball lasts so long and it's there's just nothing else going in late spring, summer. There's nothing else. So
but June 15th, I'm not excited about a game. maybe if Wheeler's pitching or it's a good pitching matchup, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
even when you're watching the Phillies in a regular season, are you really watching them, or is it on in the background while you're doing shit and you're like,
I'll watch them, but I'll be on my phone.
You'll be
I'm
on your
not-
phone.
I'm not
You're
intently-
working out while the game's on.
Yeah, I'll
Like,
throw it on down here. Like I'm not intensely.
you're not
watching
sitting on
it.
your edge of your seat watching every pitch like the playoffs.
No, it's May 13th. I'm not like, oh my god, I hope they get out of this.
Right.
You know, oh shit, they lost. Okay. No, it's true. It's absolutely true. But your guys in baseball also, like Bryce Harper isn't sitting out 2 out of 3 games,
right,
because they're back to back. Like that's the different thing.
Yeah.
Now again, baseball's not as physically demanding on players as basketball is, and that's fair too. But hockey is. And you're not gonna see now goaltenders, you will. But and that makes those goaltenders are constantly, playing that position, crouching down and all that stuff.
Right.
But at the
same
same
thing
time,
with catchers, yeah.
But at the same time, catcher, same thing on the knees, all that stuff. That stretching out like that. Once in a while they will play back to backs once in a while. Yeah, dude. Like you're not going to see Michkov not play a back to back if he's healthy. Like he's playing it. So
63 pitches in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, he's struggling.
Bases loaded.
This was the game that I thought. I didn't think the Dodgers were going to win last night.
I didn't see the games. I haven't.
Servino against Walker Buehler last night. I'm like, oh, Buehler's been terrible. Like this is Servino's going to kill him. They won 8-0.
Yeah.
And tonight was a game I went, oh, the Dodgers are going to win the night because I'm looking at the pitching matchup. Dude, they win the night. That series is probably over.
Yeah, like I said, after the Phillies were out, I stopped paying attention.
Yeah.
I stopped. Like after any of the Philly teams are out,
it's hard to, yeah. All right, one last thing. We're just talking about the Flyers. We're just talking about hockey, and then we'll get to why you're drunk. Flyers season started off last week, and they're 1-1-1, or as Mike would call it, 1-2.
Yes.
But 1-1-1. They beat Vancouver, lost to Calgary, and then tied their last game in overtime. Came back, and Michkov scored his first 2 NHL goals.
Nice, yeah.
Of his career. Early thoughts. Urson looks very good. Michkov looks like he's starting to find his way. Luciano looks like he's starting to find his way. So, like, and dude, I didn't know he's the youngest Flyers player ever. 18 years old. I had no idea he was the young. I
That's
thought
weird.
Yeah, youngest player. So, like, there's definitely some bright spots, but we didn't get a chance to really preview the Flyers. What are your expectations for them this year?
So look, I mean, I'll be honest. You guys know that I have not followed the Flyers as closely as you guys have. I just, like I said, hockey. You're saying it's not marketed. Like I get interested in hockey,
playoff time,
in like after the turn of the year.
Yeah.
And if the Flyers aren't in it by then I don't even bother getting interested, and they haven't for a while. So I used to be into it a lot more than I am, but reading up on them, knowing what's going on, knowing what their trending and their plan is, knowing that they just missed the playoffs, seemingly like they fell apart at the end of the year. They seemed to just kind of they got tired.
Mm-hmm.
The goaltending fell apart at the end of the year because maybe they were overused. It just became a tailspin. It just was like
there was injury. Like they just kind of
So
yeah,
if they were that close, they got this young guy, this 18-year-old that is exciting, and obviously Michkov is considered to be one of the superstars in the making. Even though it's his first year, he came over early. They seem like a playoff team. They seem like a 7 seed to me. They seem like a team that's probably getting bounced in the first round, but a team that finishes the 7th seed, maybe makes it like 6 games into the first round, and has a bright future with a lot of young guys kind of waiting in the wings and money to spend to build it the right way and be a contender in a year or two.
I'm calling Stanley Cup.
No,
Stanley Cup Finals.
you're fucking full of shit.
And I think they win. I think they win it all. And come June, parade. No.
You know what happens if you do another turn in the joint? Fuck your father in the shower and then have a snack. You're gonna charge me, dickhead?
Yeah, I don't.
You
I don't.
fucking goddamn fucker.
Damn. No, I do. I agree with you, Mike. I think 6 or 7 seed sounds about right. I think they're going to be a much improved team, a team on the rise, get people excited. If they make the playoffs, to me, it's a absolute success. This is what the owners or the general managers Briere and Keith Jones, and this is what they hope for. And it's going to happen a year earlier than they expect because of Michkov coming over earlier, because of the young talent, because their defense, guys like Cam York, other guys, Forrester, these other guys who are coming through, take that next step. Maybe, even that, guys like Konechny continue to play at that level. The big part of this team has been for the last 5 years and continues to be Sean Couturier.
Yeah.
And Couturier apparently
how old is Couturier now?
He's in his 31 or something. And he's the most healthy that he's been in his, since he's been here.
Hockey's a different thing. Do you think that 2-3 years from now, Couturier is still going to be a valid, like,
he's 31. I was in 31 on the dot. How many? 3 years from now?
When they're going to be contenders, is he still going to be a worthy contributor?
He could be because of the fact he hasn't played in 2 years.
Right.
It depends how his body holds up. Yeah, he could be. He could be that old guy on the team.
Yeah,
but he's such a great two-way player, man.
I hear you, but I'm just wondering because he's so good.
Yeah.
That if you trade him to a contender this year, because you're building for the future.
I think it happens with the team's success. Then
it depends on how they're doing.
Yeah, if they're like a playoff team the next 2 years, I think he's here because I think they look at him and go, all right.
You need somebody to be the role model.
Yeah. Rob wants you to plug your podcast as I queue up while you were drunk.
All right, yeah. Your team sucks. Sunday nights, bi-weekly at 8 o'clock. Not this coming week because we had too much fun beating up on laughing at the Cowboys.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No.
The funniest thing that I've seen
no
was,
one laughed.
Yeah. And Rob just had to just take it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
They didn't let anybody off the hook. Detroit didn't let them off the hook. They just kept whooping that ass. But anyway, no. So this, if you like this and you want more of this,
we suck again.
Laughing at the Cowboys. Listen to Your Team Sucks. Not this Sunday at 8, but next Sunday at 8 we'll be on again. Yeah, you can find us on all the regular spots you can listen to the last show. Where
iTunes and all that.
And
so you can catch it live on their YouTube channel. Your Team Sucks. SUX, by the way.
SUX. Your Team Sucks. Yep.
All right.
Rob and I, we go at it. Let's just hope that the Eagles don't have a bad week like Cowboys, and then if you're a Cowboys fan, maybe you want to listen.
While you're drunk, we'll call it a show. Let's go.
I am not drunk, man. You're trying to make me drunk.
It's time to catch up on some things you may have missed.
Do you think a 6-pack is acceptable?
While you were drunk.
Which
I'm drunk and I
Sean
love cats.
apparently was.
What more do you need?
Needed 2 thrusts to get it in.
Oh, dude, I was completely. Yeah, I did not stop drinking when I was away. Like I literally we landed, So the mini, the mini bar in our room. I was through those cans, and she's like, "Jesus, we didn't even get unpacked yet." Right? The guy comes around. You need beer? Yeah, no more Coors Lights though. Give me that El Presidente shit. And it's like
What the hell's El Presidente?
It's a Dominican beer.
Is it good?
Yeah, it tastes like Miller Lite.
All right. Well,
yeah. Well, they had a light version and a regular version. They taste the same to me.
Yeah.
I just kept getting rum runners and Mai Tais.
Yeah.
The whole time. Yeah. While you were drunk, which I was, Devontae Adams gets traded to the Jets, and Amari Cooper goes to Buffalo. So we talked a little bit about it earlier, but yeah, Devontae Adams going to the Jets. What kind of impact do you think he makes with them?
not enough.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I'm not a believer in the Jets. I'm just not. I think Rodgers is past his prime. I feel Adams is probably a little bit past his prime.
Could be.
Yeah, they're going to connect a little bit.
There's
They'll have a
good
little bit of
weapons on it.
magic and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to matter. And then Cooper
goes to Buffalo.
I think that helps.
That I think helps them more than Adams going there. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean they got rid of
They're sediment at the end of that camp. Ooh.
They traded Diggs and got Cooper, so they're replacing Diggs with Cooper at the end of the day. I think Diggs is probably a little bit better.
Diggs is better, yeah.
So, but Buffalo is playing well without Cooper, and he's an added piece. He becomes their number one.
Yeah.
Nail.
He's a good possession receiver, and
all that being said, until somebody knocks off the Chiefs, even if they're not playing well, but it gets them another weapon and gets them one step closer.
Dude,
to it.
can you imagine if the Eagles would have got Mark Cooper like with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown? I would have gone nuts.
Yeah,
for a 4th round pick too. No, yeah, 4th round pick. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, somehow they probably got the same thing back that they for when they traded for him 3 years ago.
I think you might be right. Yeah.
Probably like a 3rd round pick or something.
Devin White gets cut by the Eagles. Devin White was a big offseason acquisition
So-
on the defensive side of the ball.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Devin White gets cut by the Eagles.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about how bad Nakobe Dean is.
Yeah. So what?
He couldn't replace Nakobe Dean if we're saying that.
There's
What is wrong with this guy?
There's something going on there. Yeah, like you said in the text thread, the guy was an All-Pro 3 years ago, and now he can't beat out Nakobe Dean.
Who is like one of the worst rated. And wow, I mean,
I don't know, man.
All right,
very strange. But obviously his off the field antics might not have helped either.
Although I thought that did he do that much
when they got blown out by the Bucks? Because we didn't do a show after that game, right?
Right.
Yeah. So when they got blown out by the Bucks, he retweeted Jalen Hurts fumbling.
Really?
Yeah, retweeted it and then said something. I don't know. And it was, I think that was his death sentence. Like, dude, what are you doing?
He probably wanted to get out after that. He probably that was his basically let me go.
Yeah.
But nobody picked him up, right?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not ever.
No. While we were drunk, Robert Saleh gets fired by the Jets. Speaking of the Jets.
Yeah, how about that?
And needed security to escort him out of the building. Because he was carrying on he was so angry.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't hear about him needing security.
Yep. Security had to come in and actually escort him out of the building. That's how bad it was. That situation, like you just said, the Jets. I'm with you. I think I obviously agree more so that the Bills make out with Amari Cooper than the Jets do with Devontae Adams, which sounds crazy on paper, but look at the situation.
I think Devontae Adams is a better receiver.
Yes, 100%. Amari Cooper has been solid, quietly solid for years.
Yeah.
Like he's a really good receiver.
Yeah.
But he's been dying in Cleveland for the last 3, and you kind of forget about him. But yeah, I think you might see a little bit of resurgence with him in Buffalo. Now he's not like a deep threat anymore, but he's a good possession receiver. I think it's going to help out Josh Allen a lot. Yeah, and then the fact that Jets are the first team to fire their head coach this year. I was never a believer in Robert Saleh. I actually, in my Crystal Ball article last year, I didn't do one this year for some reason. Last year, I thought he was going to be the first coach fired.
Right.
I was just a year late.
Right.
All right, so let's say it now. Flyers are going to win the cup. That'll happen next year. All right.
Okay, there you go.
Danny Green retires 3 years too late. But Danny Green calls it a career, and he's now out of basketball. Although, which was weird because he,
I forgot that he
he was basically doing post game stuff for ESPN last year. I didn't know he officially called it. I thought he officially called it a career then, but
right.
Apparently Danny Green's out of basketball now.
Okay.
And then the last Why You're Drunk story: Ozzy guitarist.
How about this?
Jake E. Lee was shot multiple times. During the week, he was walking his dog and was shot in I guess
He gonna fuck that little dog.
I guess in Texas.
I thought it was Vegas.
Or Vegas, I'm sorry. Yeah. So this no, I didn't mean to do that. But
What is?
I don't know.
There's nothing to do with anything.
No, that doesn't have anything. Oh. I don't even know what that thing is. It just is hurt. So I was like, I'm gonna play that.
Yeah, great. So yeah, multiple times somehow he's going to be okay.
He's gonna be okay. Yeah, they said he's conscious and he's expected to make a full recovery.
Now, mind you, like he stopped playing because apparently his hands were in too much pain. He had too much arthritis or something. So if the guy's got pain in his hands, he's got pains from bullet holes now. It's
but it's weird. Like apparently Ozzy hadn't talked to him for he said 37 years.
This shit.
And then released a statement I'm so sorry if they heard about Jake Lee. That whole thing. So sorry, and my thoughts are with him and his daughter.
Well, I mean, at least maybe
it was cool. It was cool.
Like, what are you gonna do?
But why aren't you talking to your ex-guitarist? What do you mean you haven't talked to him in 40 fucking years? You mean to tell me you haven't ran into him or hey, come to our show? We're playing in your hometown. What the fuck? What happened in between them?
But Ozzy doesn't know if he's talked to himself in 40 years. He can't even look at himself in the mirror and recognize himself.
That's true. It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
Oh, that's going to be a double play.
Oh
wow. Bases loaded. They get out of it with a double
Poor
play.
Mets. What a shame. Oh,
are they going to call him?
All right. Well, ladies and gents, are we doing boner coverage for Jay for a little bit?
Nah, I got to go.
All right. We call it a podcast, guys. It's been fun. We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us here
be safe.
On a special Thursday night edition of the podcast. We will see you guys next Friday. We should have a good one for you. Mike, play it out.
Penis out.